Yes, guys. Yes, people. Big up everybody that's locked in. We're still shit. New year, same old Chelsea, all of that. But I don't know why people are shocked. Don't know why people are surprised at this point. The mentality of this squad is in the fucking bin. And we'll delve into that. We'll delve into what was a shocking defensive display. Midfield just got ran through like a hot knife through butter. The attack was non-existent. And this was 19th place, Nottingham Forest. 19th place. And we looked like the relegation side. If you thought Chelsea were back after one game against Bournemouth, you're an idiot. If you thought we were going to make top four, if you still think we're going to make top four, you're either deluded, you're high, or you're both. But we'll delve into it. We'll delve into all of it. Big up everybody that's locked in. Like and subscribe. We got over 150 of you, man, in here already. That's how you know Chelsea are back in it. Big up everybody, though. Hit the like button. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel because we really need it. Check out Jerseys FC for all your best affordable football kits down in the description below. They do countries. As you guys see, you got the Brazil kit. Thiago Silva on the back. They asked me to show a few of the kits as well. So, yeah. Chelsea away kit, home away and third kits on there. Which other ones have we got? I think they still got last season's kit, but yeah, we got this one as well if you want it. Jorginho on the back. And, yeah. Belgium kits. They got all the World Cup kits still on there, so check it out. Link is in the description below. Use the code CarefreeLewisG for 20% off. What else? Flawless's tune is also still down in the description below, so check that out. And yeah, let's get into it. Henrik, big up yourself for all the transfer news. I might come to that towards the end of the stream, or I'm gonna do that tomorrow because I want to just focus on Chelsea for today at the very least. We have a lot to get through in today's stream. We went from being 5 years ahead of Arsenal 2 seasons ago to them being 5 years ahead of us now. How things have changed. That's what year upon year of shit transfer windows will do to you, bro. You end up with a squad like this. But hey, I'm negative for saying we can't make top 4. And for not looking at any positive outlook on this club. Oh, we beat Bournemouth. You should be happy. You should have a bit more faith now. Fucking idiots. Also, do you remember all the tweets I was getting a few days ago? Mason Mount and Kai Havertz, they've mudded the haters. I said, show me some consistency, and then I'll believe the hype. Game one. And where did they go? Back into their fucking shells. This is why I'm not sold on one game. I need to see consistency. Consistency is what matters first and foremost over anything. But no, all we do is fucking hype mid because everything around our squad is mid and we need something to hold on to. So yeah, let's hold on to the 2 players that assisted and scored in the Champions League final. Let's all get gassed and say the squad is capable of so much more because we won a Champions League final 18 months ago. This ain't the same squad. The defense has declined. The midfield has declined. The attack has declined. But yet we want to trick ourselves into thinking the squad is capable of anything. You're just fooling yourself at this point. What else is everybody saying? Yeah, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. And then all of that. Even though Chelsea ruined it in 6 hours. I should have just stayed in Manchester with Flawless, bruv. Don't know why I bothered. Train strikes were a fucking joke yesterday as well. I was halfway through to Nottingham, then our train engines crashed and they sent us back to Manchester. I should have taken that as a bad omen, but my dumb ass decided, let me give it one more shot, and I just made kickoff. Imagine if I didn't make kickoff and I missed a goal, and all I saw was the shower of shit that followed after that. Fucking hell. Yo, we aren't even a first half team. We are a 30-minute team. As soon as we get the goal, we crawl into our shells and we act like the game is done. This is why I say we have a mentality problem. The nerve of us moving like that when we are sitting in 8th and 9th place. Are you taking the piss? Kill games off. Stop with this fucking idea that we need to grind games out at 1-0 against fucking Forest. What are we doing? Like, fair play to Forest. They were very good yesterday, but we shouldn't have let them look that good. They are 19th for a reason. But we look like the relegation side. So stupid. So stupid. Yeah, our squad lacks speed. It lacks incisive passing. It lacks composure. It lacks a lot. It lacks everything that you need from a top 4 side. And yeah, SU, I completely agree as well. If we're not bringing a right back in by that City game, then I might as well not even bother turning up. Aspi and Koulibaly on that right-hand side. It's like you're just spreading your legs there and just saying, go on, run through us. That's literally it. Whoever you put on that left-hand side is racking hella goals and assists. Because what are you going to do against a training cone that is Azpilicueta? Pick up Aspi, Chelsea legend and all of that. But him starting in 2023 is just another sign of how far we've gone back. He's offering nothing. All he has is his experience, but his body is not at the level of what you need at Chelsea right now. There's no agility. There's no speed. Even his positioning wasn't good enough at times. It obviously wasn't supported by Koulibaly, who we're going to get into as well. He was terrible. He was absolutely terrible. But fucking hell, man. By the way, Chalobah has to start the next match. The fact that he was even benched was silly, but there is no reason for him to be on the bench after the 2 games Koulibaly's had. And I still want to give Koulibaly time to adapt to the speed of the league. I'll keep saying that, but there is no reason for him to start. No reason for him to be starting. In our strongest 11, he doesn't make it in right now. It's Chalobah and Silva. This is why I was so upset, Reece James. Fair enough, but the fact that we rely on a right back for fucking everything, is that not scary? As soon as we lose him, we collapse. Hell, in the Bournemouth game, we collapsed before he got injured. Let's not even act like as soon as Reece James came off the pitch, we changed. We were worse before Reece James came off. But the fact that we rely so heavily on a right back is embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing. What else is everyone saying? Big up Arjan. Do you think it's time to finally get rid of Zombie Havertz? Hey, no. We have finally unlocked Havertz. He's not a 10 that everyone said he was 2 months ago. No, we got it wrong. He's a 9 again. People are trying to push Havertz as a 9 in 2023. I won't say too much about it because I've seen way worse games from Havertz than yesterday. I don't think he was too bad. I just think he was a ghost. He was just invisible. Like, build-up play, he didn't lose the ball too much. He didn't do anything stupid. He also didn't do anything threatening. He doesn't have the physicality to hold the ball up and be a presence that will take 2 or 3 defenders out of the game with him. He gets bodied, he gets handled by one of them. In terms of his technical ability, he doesn't have the incisive passing. He doesn't have the passing range to be able to control play or to find other players in good positions. All he does is contribute to build-up play with sideways and backwards passes. And in the midfield, maybe that would be okay, because it's about controlling the tempo in the game. When you are a forward, you should be passing forwards. He is not a striker. And anyone sold about Havertz as a striker in 2023 after one first half against Bournemouth, you are an enemy of progress. Simple as that. See why I said after the Bournemouth game, I want to see it again. Because I knew I wouldn't. I just knew I wouldn't. It's so inconsistent. It was so easy to handle as well. He's got no presence in the box. Unless you literally feed him a ball into space. He's got no presence, no strength. He's easy to pocket. Anybody with a little bit of positional awareness can pocket him. It's as simple as that. What else is everybody saying? It's not looking good. You're damn right it's not looking good. Mount, can you find a better... Bruv, what can Mount find, man? Again, another one. Show me the form again, and then here you go. Where was Mount? Where was he? Because I didn't see him. And whenever I did see him, he was making the stupidest passes. For someone who is meant to be a creative outlet, it's laughably bad. Underweighting passes, overweighting passes, getting annoyed at players for not receiving your terrible passes. How about you find a player for once? It's fucking poor, man. Yeah, guys, run up the likes as well. Run up the likes, people. Big up everybody that's locked in. We have a super chat. Let me scroll down because I'm, again, very far behind. But this is what happens when I go off on a tangent. Right. Unless Potter wants to go down the experience route, it ain't looking good, bro. Bro, this squad is crap. Experience, youth, whatever you play. This team is not good enough. It needs a rebuild. I've been saying it. Unless we get 5 new signings in January and they all hit the ground running, don't even chat to me about top 4. Because it's not happening. That top 4 for me, the way it's stat out now, is locked. United, Newcastle, City, Arsenal. There's your top 4. That's it. We are not breaching that. And if we had the chance was yesterday. Because Tottenham dropped points, we could have gained at least above them. But hey, typical Chelsea, inconsistent as fuck. We are too inconsistent for a top 4 race. But people think we can do it, even though top 4 is all about inconsistencies. We've all seen top 4 races. They're never easy. That's a joke. And even then, we were scraping it with a better squad. Lewis, hot take, 2020. Oh, that's not a hot take, bro. Everybody agrees with that. 2020 transfer window was a mess. No. Add Silva into that, though. Silva was a hit. Everybody else is a miss. Everybody else is a miss. Yeah, man says Koulibaly is levels below. Koulibaly, I don't know. Like, that Awomi guy put him in a pack. Backstrapped his ass. It was too slow, too rash, lost the physical battle. It was a terrible performance. January the 1st, and that is probably going to be one of the worst individual performances we've seen this season. Hell, this year. It was that bad. Man said Dave and Pele offer the same ability currently. Fucking hell, go AM, bruv. Scott says, talk to me about K2 in the back 4. Bro, I ain't saying nothing, innit? Like, I will not defend that performance. I refuse. I do believe he still needs time to adapt, but I also don't think we should be starting him right now. Trevor Chalobah is right there, and he has been our most informed centre-back this entire season. He should be starting. Koulibaly doesn't deserve a start right now. The fact he was poor in the Bournemouth game, and poor in this game too, no. No. Lewis, we can't blame the players. What? Look where Potter was sitting on the bench. Why do we just want some passion merchant who's going to be jumping out of his box doing anything? We still wouldn't have won. The team played like shit. The only thing I'm blaming Potter for was that those substitutions were late. They were too late. We all knew from about 5 minutes into the second half, we needed to see fresh additions. We needed to see reinforcements in the midfield, reinforcements in attack. Hell, bring Chalobah on and take Koulibaly off. Or bring Chalobah on and put him at right back if you want to grind out the result. His game management was very poor. But I'm not going to shift the blame away from the players to Potter just because he was sitting on the bench. I'm not doing that. I will criticize the game management. That was crap. Him saying it was a hard-earned point, that was garbage. But sitting on the bench, that's the last thing I'm going to talk about. Zakaria hype. This guy had no tech, only PMP. Bro, he was another one that was shaky. I'm starting to think Zakaria is the profile of player that we need, but we need a better player than Zakaria. It's another one where it's like, I like the idea of the player, but he looks sloppy as hell. Sloppy as hell on the ball. Even in transition, didn't look great at times. On the ball, gave it away, was very sloppy. It just wasn't good enough. Wasn't good enough. You've got bang average. Don't even get me fucking started. Don't even, bruv. City twice in the next week. You're going to see me so yacked on the matchday vlog because there's no way I'm watching that shit sober. No chance. I'm good. We are getting bent over. All sorts of 18 plus shit is happening to my football club on Thursday. It's not going to be nice. Lucy, no, I'm not reluctant to critique Potter. His game management was crap. He should have made subs way earlier. Way earlier. And him in the press room is getting embarrassing. It's genuinely getting embarrassing. I'd rather he just not do the presses or send someone else to do it. Like, hard-earned point. I nearly laughed if I wasn't so drained of fucking New Year's and everything like that. Hard-earned... whatever, man. Whatever, bruv. Mount and Havertz, man, you're just trolling, bruv. You're trolling. The silky German, yeah. Fucking brilliant. Let's play him in the 9 again. Because we've never seen that before. We've unlocked him. His natural position. Even though all the people who were saying that said he was a 10 2 months ago. Also, if Potter sees him as a 9, then boy. Either his creativity is that shit, or we're just putting square pegs in round holes. Wasn't it Havertz that headed the ball up for... Oh, I don't even know. That was a giant scramble, but I'm not blaming him for that. I'm blaming him for having fuck all presence in the final third. That was what annoyed me. Speak on the set. Oh, we've already done that, but I'm a bit far behind. I watched the game on Sky Sports, and even the commentators were talking for a minute about Havertz's best position, and they said 9:30, half time. I'm so tired of this. Don't even piss me off. So he's not a 9. He's not a 10. He's a 9:30, 10:30 now. What the I don't care, bruv. Hit the like button, people, because I'm just getting more and more stressed as this goes on. At least we have hit 100 likes. I haven't had to ask you for that, so big up. But fucking hell, man. Hey, Ali, why do you think I call him Batshukai? They have big moments for the club, and they're only good with their first touch. Batshukai. They are the same thing. The same thing. They better, but I don't even see it. I mean, it would be typical Chelsea, but sure. At least if we get pammed, I'll just say it was for the greater good, because I can't have Arsenal fans getting more and more gassed about them potentially winning the league. Bro, Oba weren't the problem. Even the chance that I saw, like, it was a good ball from Ziyech, but it was a whisker away from Aubameyang. Aubameyang didn't miss it. And why aren't we starting Aubameyang? Why has he suddenly just been thrown onto the bench? For what? Do not tell me Havertz is a better striker, because that's crap. We got a few more super chats. Let me get to them quickly, and then I'm gonna scroll back up. Oh shit, I'm so far behind. Alright, cool. Bear with me. Lewis is true. Bro, Liverpool been shit too this season. You think Liverpool... Don't bring Liverpool up like they are contending for anything. Let's not do that, man. Alright, the super chats are here. Cool. Ollie says, Arteta still a bum, or would you take him for process? No. Arteta would equal another rebuild. Just leave it with Potter. Like, why Arteta? No. But appreciate the donation, bro. Eugene, appreciate the donation. Big up yourself, my guy. Rigo Park says, Kai's brilliant intentional assist off the crossbar. Oh, that's not an assist for him, by the way. Came off the defender and hit the crossbar. So he's not frauding himself away with that one. Masterclass for Johnny Minerals, generational talent. Big up Johnny. But for him saying Mount and Havertz are in the mud, and mudded all the haters after one game, this is why they get criticized so much. Because you hype crap after one match. I even saw Mitchy Boy's super chat. In a scale of 1 to 10, how far is Lewis in the mud? 19. Oh, get one game later. Very interesting. Oh, Saeed's in here. Big up yourself, Saeed, brother. Hope you're all good. Yeah, let me know when the Premier League show's on. I've got a lot of shit I want to say on that. But I will not be getting corned because I told you all we're shit anyway. We ain't making top 4. You lot got that unlocked, but big up yourself, my guy. Big up, brother. Is Jem and Johnny hiding? You remember Jem saying Havertz is like the Dark Knight. He might be a villain, but he's the hero that we all need. No, Havertz is like a period. He only turns up once a month. We just cashed in the once a month chip because we only had one game in December. Now he's reverted back to type. But hey, keep hyping mid. Keep hyping mid. 2022 transfer, not as bad as 2020. Not as bad as 2020. Lewis, I told you about Koulibaly. Bobby Lashley put him in the blender. Fucking hell, bro. Bro, Koulibaly is really testing me, bro. Now, I do believe if he can adapt to the speed of the league, we have a very good defender on our hands. But until then, stop starting him. Stop starting him because he's just not good enough right now. He just isn't. Big up, Ryan. Hope you're all good, my guy. Hope you're all good. Mount's playing like he should be paying to play. The audacity to ask for 300 bags a week while dropping these fugazi performances. You know what the worst part is? It was a 19th place team. These are usually the teams Mount plays well against. And that was the performance we got. Where was his presence? Where was his impact? Non-existent. Just awful passes, left, right, and centre. It was just terrible. Biggest positive with us? Kepa. If I'm being honest, it was Kepa. He's the only one, well, him, Silva, and Cucurella. But Kepa, like, I need to speak on him because I have been very critical on him. A lot of us have. He has been very good for us this season. Saved us a lot. And if we have to rely on him as our number one till the end of the season, I'm fine with that. Because he has done enough for me personally. He was very good in distribution against a tough press from Nottingham Forest. Came out to save us numerous times. Yeah, the ball did go under his legs, but I do think it was a little bit too quick for him to get to as well. It's annoying, but we should have conceded way earlier before that goal even went in. But Kepa, fair enough, man. For all the criticism that I've given you, you have turned it around, and fair play to you. Fair play. Who would your 11 be versus City? God knows, we're gonna lose anyway. Take Koulibaly out, put Chalobah in. Midfield. Take Mount out and put Kovacic in. Take Havertz out, put Aubameyang in. That might be it. That might be it. What else is everyone saying? Bruv, stop being a baby. He's fucking shit. Fucking hell, man. Moving like he's your brother or something. Lewis, please tell me why Amari... Because of lack of experience. It's as simple as, but it's going to get to a point where there's no reason for him not to be starting. Pulisic, to be fair, I thought he was our best attacker. But it didn't really say too much. I just thought he was asking questions of the attackers at least a bit more than anybody else was. Might have been guilty of over-dribbling a little bit too much, but out of all the attackers, I've got the least energy for Pulisic. Sterling scored and then just disappeared. Havertz, I just never saw him. Ziyech came on too late to do anything. Pulisic's the last attacker I'm going at. Sterling should hold bench for beans. If we did that, I wouldn't even hold it against him. I wouldn't even, because just didn't do anything. Other than the goal, which, I mean, was right in front of him. Nobody's missing that. But what else is he doing? He ain't going to do anything there. Sterling man to man. No. No one from Chelsea should be getting man of the match. And if we're picking a Chelsea-only one, Silva, Cucurella, Kepa. It's one out of the three. I'm personally going for Kepa. But it is what it is. Yeah, bros, rated R content on Thursday. Is it just me or does Havertz not head the ball? No, Havertz's aerial ability isn't too bad, but he needs to be in space to do it as well. He's not winning an aerial challenge in the air. If it's just him by himself and he's not really been challenged, he'll put it in the net. But that's it. They said he's a 9.5. They are literally doing Klasref settings. Bro, I don't have an agenda. He's fucking shit. If he plays well, I will praise him. I praised him in the last game and I said I wanted to see more and I saw shit today. It's as simple as that. Alex, I know you're trolling, so I'm not going to react too much to that. Mount 300k contract justified, actually 350 because we're Chelsea, we have high standards. That stinks. Failed experiment, you're going in timeout, bro. I'm tired of your bullshit. What else is everyone saying? Aubameyang was trash though. Bro, he had like barely any time to do anything. Even that chance, it was like millimeters away from reaching Oba. It's just a bit unlucky, really. Other than that, like, I can't... Just 15 minutes, I didn't even see him do anything else. Maybe if the subs were a bit earlier, we could criticize him a bit more. If he wasn't playing well. But I just didn't see anything. We barely created shit that entire match. Scored twice from the Ziyech pass. Is there something I missed? I only saw one. We're above you, man, though. Wow. That means absolutely nothing, bro. That means absolutely nothing. Does that tell you Potter is only a manager that can finish 7th? No, because Potter needs to build a team in his image. This squad isn't his. He has literally not brought in anybody. Well, that's starting. Yo, I saw that as well. We literally got pammed by Forest for a full night, for the whole second half. It was ridiculous. What else is everyone saying? I said Van Persie from Wish. That's ridiculous. Can't believe we made Christensen and Rudiger walk. Hey, you can blame the old regime that everybody wants back. Got rid of about 100 to 150k million worth of quality centre-backs. And we've just downgraded everywhere. But, hey, this is the same team that won the Champions League. A better manager will get more out of these players. Load of waffle. You know, I told you guys from the start of the season, we weren't making top 4. Now, I didn't think it would be this bad. But, bruv, this squad isn't making top 4. They were never making top 4. Whatever manager you could put Pep Guardiola in charge. He's not getting top 4 with this team. It's the least cohesive, weakest squad I've seen since 17-18. Can't believe we're at a point where Kepa is... Hey, no, fair play to Kepa. Fair play to him. I'm not even going to use that as a criticism. Oh, Kepa's our only positive. No, Kepa's been good this season. And Kepa deserves his flowers. That's fine. That is fine by me. Lord Dan says, speak on Jorginho. Brother, that guy, man, he got bypassed so easily, man. Couldn't dictate the tempo of the game. Absolutely struggled. He was terrible. So let's not act like I'm just going to ignore Jorginho from everything. No, Jorginho was crap too. He was crap just like everybody else was. But we needed a much better performance from him. We needed control of the midfield. We had none of it. None of it. So we're not going to act like Jorginho's exempt from criticism. He isn't. Jorginho wasn't the only reason he was poor. No, Jorginho was crap. Let's not do it. He was crap. Well, we're not even going to delve into it. Yeah, see, you saw my little appearance on Battle of the North. It was because I was at Flawless's for New Year's. Big up as well if you're watching, my guy. Chelsea lack consistency. Lewis doesn't with his blame. Oh, look, I have gone at Koulibaly, Azpilicueta, the entire midfield, Sterling. But, hey, I've even gone off the Potter. But, hey, I just blame Havertz and Mount for everything. You Havertz and Mount stands are so fucking sensitive, it's embarrassing. Fucking hell, man. If you don't like what I'm saying, X button. Top right-hand side. Bye-bye. Simple as. Raheem the Dream is the face of the Chelsea attack. I mean, he probably still is, to be honest. That says a lot more about how badly we're playing, because Sterling hasn't even been in good form. But hey, he's still our top goal scorer, so it's whatever. I said, Jorginho, you're trolling. You're trolling. Ziyech over Sterling. Probably at this point. I don't even know what the answer to our problem is. Let me keep scrolling. Because I'm a bit far. But yeah, I'm about 4 minutes behind. So I'm going to try and catch up and then I'm going to send the link out. Oh, what? You're playing today? Might do a watch-along. Might do. I've been feeling like doing Premier League watch-alongs as well. So I might do that. I might. You said Tuchel mouth. Fuck you, Ryan, bruv. You're the one that's been rimming Potter's asshole for like the last 3 years. Don't think I've forgotten about your Graziano Potterino prop. So don't even start. Don't even start, Ryan. Right, let's keep going. We have another super chat. Oh, we got 2 super chats. Cool. Right, I'll do that and then yeah, let's get into it. Kai and Mount stands, go find your safe space. Yes, please. And I can't lie, if they keep this up, the sooner they leave my club, the better. Why was Mount occupying the 9 role instead of coming deep to progress play? Because his positioning is just utterly ridiculous. It probably looked like a 9 role because Havertz was so far deep. But then Havertz gets the ball deep and does nothing. But then we'll sit there and waffle about, oh, he doesn't create chances because he's playing as a number 9. No, you idiots. We saw him drop deep. He just does nothing deep. It's nice being a passenger and just passing around sideways and backwards. But when you're a forward, I want to see something forward. What else? Gallagher was terrible when he came on. All he is literally a high-intensity training workout. That's all it is for him, man. Just road running. He is actually Blonde Mount. I mean, we all say it anyway, but it's like, it's just madder to even just watch it and think, fuck me, what are you offering me, bruv? Taking Mount off and bringing Gallagher on fixes nothing. It's the same thing. The same thing. It's just terrible. Just terrible. Not being Forest is embarrassing, no excuse. And the way we played. We shouldn't have even drawn that. We should have lost convincingly. Sterling was crap as well. I agree, Ryan. Let me keep... Canna's tweeted your TikTok video. Let's go! He's unblocked me as well. Big up, Cannas. I'm glad you finally got over the Mount stuff and everything. But yeah, big up yourself, brother. Poor away end again. It's a two-way street. Fans should support and teams should show some character. I get that, but it's like the players also need to do something to get an atmosphere out of the fans. And also New Year's tax. Come on, bro. You were at Brighton away in 2020 with me as well. That was the deadest away end we have ever been in. But that's what happens when it's New Year's Day and everybody's hanging off their heads because they've all been out all night. But I've said this before. When the team plays well, the atmosphere is better as a result of it because fans are gassed. We went into that game just thinking, I can't wait for Chelsea to ruin the new year. And they did it. Fans aren't optimistic, so they're not going to be chanting that much. It's as simple as that. Like, people might not agree with it, but that's the mindset of what fans are like. When they're gassed, they're chanting more. They're more hyped. When they're not, they're more subtle. If the team's shit, the fucking atmosphere is going to be shit too. Do you think Potter needs to start being more... Yeah. You need to start benching people. Really does. That's a Mount for me standard. What the fuck? Exactly. We're relying on a right back for our creative outlet. To be our best forward. To be our best creator. To be our best everything. It's ridiculous. What When did we start doing the sideways passing? Was it when we bought Jorginho? No. Jorginho is definitely responsible for it. He's a big responsibility for it, but it's not just him that's doing it. Like Mount, Havertz, fucking shit. I've said the whole midfield is in general is very culpable of not being able to pass forward consistently. But I understand Jorginho is definitely in there too. That's the mindset of our fans. Lower table teams that are fucked. Yeah, but the standards are lower there too, bro. The standards are lower. If you are a lower table team, you're thinking more about staying up. So if you get a draw, if you're not losing, you're going to be more gassed as a result of it. When you're at a standard of Chelsea and you're talking about top 4 and we're barely playing like top 6, people aren't going to care. It's about the standard of the club that you're at too. That's why lower table teams could have better atmospheres, because their standards are a lot lower. Like Forest, for example. Forest, they're in their first season in the Premier League in years. Their atmosphere is going to be banging all season. They were playing Chelsea. Their atmosphere is going to be banging because they're playing a top team. I mean, on name value alone, obviously. But it's a different mindset. Forest home support was brilliant, so New Year's tax can apply to them as well if we're going to use that one. Yeah, but I mean, they're not traveling as far. They are the home team. It's also a late kickoff. We're the ones traveling. I mean, especially with the train strikes and fucking everything we were dealing with going into the game anyway. So I do think that plays a little bit of a factor too. But again, the overarching factor is the standard of whatever club you're supporting. What are you aiming for? Is your team reaching that? What is the performance like in game? And how is that impacting the atmosphere as well? That all plays a factor into it. Like, I agree. Our atmosphere, especially at home, has been dog shit all season. But if Chelsea were playing better, the atmosphere would be better. It's as simple as that. Chalobah haters, I want apologies. Yo, I'm sure you got your apologies like months ago. I think that's everything. Yeah, if it was Stamford. Yeah, the home atmosphere is shit. I agree. The home atmosphere, I'm not even going to defend that. And even if it was New Year's Day, like, I don't think that would have been as much of an excuse as if it was an away match. But I still relate to the fact that if we were playing better, our atmosphere would be much better. It just would. We wouldn't be quiet as a mouse if we were dominating games week in and week out. But good point. United always, yeah, because United, they look like they're going to make top 4. So they're going to be more gas as a result. Right, I think everyone else is waiting though. United's away support is always very good, and they haven't been at their best for years. To be honest, that is more of a fair point. I wasn't at the United game last season, so I can't really judge how they were playing. Although, to be fair, that was also when they just lost Ollie. Maybe they would have been a bit more. I don't know. I wasn't at the game. I can't say. But that's a fair point. I'll give you that. I'm sure we've got a bunch of people waiting to hop on, so let me send the link out before I start going off on an even more of a tangent. Bear with me, guys. The link is going out. So while I do that, as always, hit the like button. Hit a super chat if you want to make sure I don't miss your comment while I'm sending the link out. And yeah, just bear with me. Bear with me for a sec. Fucking hell. Laptop's on the blink again. Let's go. All right, actually, okay, that's crazy. That's crazy. Slow ass fucking laptop. But at least that'll be a new edition that's coming soon. Oh, I'm hearing a few pings. We've already got people in here. Let's go. Just bear with me while I send the link out to everyone. Slowly. My fucking laptop's moving like 2023 Azpilicueta, bruv. It's all mad. Anyone else? All right, I think that's everyone. I think that is everybody. Oh, fuck. Wait, I always keep fucking forgetting. Cool. Right, let's see who's in here. Yes, guys. What's everyone saying?
Happy New Year, man.
Bro, there's only one place I want to start. Like,
I know where you want to start.
There's only one place I want to start. Please, everyone, talk to me about Koulibaly in a back four now. I would prefer to have Zuma. At least he was a vibe. At least watching him was a vibe because he was jokes and in the locker room and everything. This guy, I quote tweeted someone yesterday and said this yesterday. Take the money out of it. He's as big a downgrade on this squad as Lukaku was, as Bakayoko was, as Kepa was, to what we had before. As big a downgrade.
Was he that bad yesterday?
Yeah, he's been shit.
No. Hold on a second. Did you watch the game? Hold on a second. Did you watch the game, Pokodoko?
I went to watch Avatar.
It's not Doku. He was bad yesterday. It's not.
Hold on, Scott. Hold on. We gotta fix this shit. Scott. Just a second. Interrupt you. Pokodoko, have you watched the game?
I didn't watch the second half because I went out to watch Avatar 2.
So. Okay. Wow. So
great choice.
From now on, just be quiet and don't interrupt and just don't speak.
As I said, it's not a game thing. It's not he was just shit yesterday. He hasn't had a good game since Spurs, and that was our second game of the season.
Was it like Savić or something?
I would say Wolves, but I understand.
No, he's been shit.
I know. I understand the sentiment, bruv. He's been arse.
By the way, Avatar 2 is actually worse than what Chelsea played yesterday.
Considering the level that we gave to Bakayoko as a fan base, and rightfully so because he was crap, give the same level to Koulibaly because he's been as bad at this football. He's been as bad.
I'm still going to give him a bit of time, but I want him benched. He can't be starting over Chalobah. There's no excuse for that.
Just let me know when I can.
Lewis, what was your point on the supporters issue? Like about how obviously if the team's playing rubbish, obviously the vibes of the supporters won't be as.
Yeah, when the team's playing well or when the team's in a good place, like the atmosphere's usually better. When the team plays like shit, the atmosphere's shit.
I heard that, but do you reckon that we as fans should like, even if it's shit, like if it's 1-0 down, still make the loudest noise in the room, like ginger these players up? Don't you reckon? No.
I understand that,
somebody told me away fans are usually louder, but we move.
They usually are. That's how bad the home atmosphere is. The home atmosphere is genuinely horrific.
Should we sell Koulibaly another season?
No. Well, it depends.
No, why would we?
I'd give him a year. I'd give him a year before I make my final judgment on him.
I would say
he's not a starter.
We shouldn't like transfer list him and try and actively push him out. But if a good enough offer comes, you take it. Right now, you take it.
It makes
Considering we've already got Badiashile coming in. We've got Colwell coming back. We've got potentially, if they still go ahead with Guardiola coming in, you've got Fofana there. You've got Chalobah there. He's been our worst. He's been arguably our worst defender, and I say defender, including fullbacks. The only person maybe worse than is Dave.
We can't do this. Come on, guys. It's.
I can do this because we've done this.
No, that's not what I'm saying, Scott. I'm not disagreeing with you.
We can do this and call out shit performances.
I'm not disagreeing with you about Koulibaly, but what happens is, with every time we play, every bad performance we have, we're just picking the different player. But
no, don't get it twisted. I focused on Koulibaly first. I focused on Koulibaly first because I wanted to get out of the way. We'll get to the other players because all of them are like two of them.
Is it's for me. When are we going to understand that it's not like it's been what's his name? It's been so many games that Potter has already, and I want to see when is the actual the Potter management is gonna be applied.
Trust the process.
What I'm saying is it's not a couple of games that he had to adjust and blah blah blah. I understand that. I just want to know that we've been blaming every player on this team. I promise you. If you want to go back, you can look at it. And we've been playing for a particular game this season. Bye-bye, Pokudoko.
That's all I lost.
Thank you.
Well, Happy New Year.
Hey, maybe you can watch Avatar 3. You have time now.
Poku. It's been real, my brother. It's been real, bro.
I saw it's 5 minutes.
There's no 5 minutes, man. There's no 5 minutes.
I'm not in the mood.
It's
I'm
been
not in
has
the
been,
mood.
bro. I've been going off for like 5 minutes, fam.
Poku, pick up yourself, my brother.
I'm not in the mood.
Yeah,
good
bye.
thing.
Yeah, thank you, Fatur. I'm not asking about where you stand on a Potter or anything. I'm just saying I do not see with the I want to know when it's gonna be because it's questions, man. It's a big questions. You can blame players as much as you want, and I understand it. But for me personally, Scott, if you don't mind, I just want to put my rant real quick and be over it, and you can say what I'm biggest problem with Potter is I don't care. Like if you want me to trust the process, I want to see the process. Here's my process. The process that I want to know. If you don't like, and my predictions are right about that you don't like the older players, you want the 25-year-old to be running at the team. I'm okay with it. My problem is if you do that, start now. I want Sterling out and put Hutchinson in because the game was not being improved. The game was not improved yesterday, no matter who you threw it. So for me, if you don't like those players, put the Hutchinson in. At least, if we're not getting qualified for the Championship League next season, at least players like Hutchinson and all those players are gonna have a 6 months of experience of the first team game. If you don't like Aubameyang, don't put him on the bench. Start the players whoever you want to start and as a starting 11. If you don't like the center backs, don't start them. Start the youngsters that we have and build the team that way. Otherwise, where is my out of all those games that Potter been a manager, did anybody see anything remotely better? Anybody?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
With that team?
Yes. Like there've been moments, but this is the problem. Is like because we had a 10-game period when he first came in where there were moments, and like even against Bournemouth there were moments. There have been plenty of games where there's moments. The problem is we can't get it consistently. But for me, I think some of that does come from Potter. I will say I think there is some of it, and I think some of it comes from the chopping and changing. But I also think a lot of that is like trying to work out what works and what doesn't. Because, like, as we've seen, I'm like so much of the problems in the team go back.
What I'm trying to say,
I do agree that Potter has like you have to blame Potter for some things, or you can focus criticism.
This is
for example,
what I'm saying.
Yesterday.
This is what I'm saying.
Like,
if I want to trust the process, Scott, I want to see the process. If he doesn't want the older player to play, and everybody over here all of a sudden agree that we're not getting top 4. So what's the point of us? You see what I'm saying? What's the point of using the players that he doesn't trust and put the players in that at least we're going to have a 6 months experience by the end of this window? And that's it.
Alex, but then again, if Potter wants to go down in that route, it's not going to get great for him. It's not going to be.
He'll be out the door before anyone.
Yeah.
He won't be out.
No.
There's no pressure on him.
Do you think he's going to get fired? Do you think he's going to get fired?
He's not getting fired. People need to understand this.
No way.
He's not.
One at a time.
So answer me my question. So why not? Don't put the players that he doesn't want to play. Don't put him on the pitch and put the youngster. If we're losing, we're losing. Doesn't matter what. I don't okay, Scott, you proved me wrong. There was a moment when we played good, but there was a moment. I'm saying I don't see no.
It's not sustained. I get what you mean. It's not sustained.
You see what I'm saying? So if either that or because those old players are gonna fire him. It doesn't matter how. Either youngsters he's gonna trust or older he's not.
I don't think they will because I think with the new ownership, I think it's different. Especially considering
you got your sub.
They've put a lot of money into this guy, whether that be through the backroom staff, the actual contract, the players that they're bringing in, stuff like that. I think they see the players more expendable. So I kind of agree with you to an extent in terms of there are a few other things he could try. Like he could play Hutchinson maybe a bit more. He could play Hall a bit more. He could do a few other things. I do kind of agree with you. But at the same time, I also
players.
I do also get the other side of it in terms of you can't always just get rid of all the experienced players. You can't always do that in certain instances. For example, with certain players, you can't always just get them out of the team because there aren't really the other option or certain things.
I'll address you, Galip, in a minute.
Again, I just go back to the team more often than not because the thing with me, if you just focus on this game, for example, Potter did everything that we as a fan base have been asking in terms of he stuck with the same lineup. Same lineup, apart from as people in force change, stuck with it.
No.
Half the team at least decided not to turn up. At least half the team.
We asked him to be risky though, Scott. He wasn't really.
And it's the same team. It's the exact same lineup. We're playing on paper, considering league position, a worse team than we did. We're playing a less cohesive team if you look at all the players they brought in, and we look worse because Mount disappeared and Havertz disappeared and Pulisic disappeared and Sterling bar the goal disappeared and you had Jorginho was ineffective. Zachariah had the same problems where he's good off the ball. On the ball, he's terrible. I joked about it last stream, but he is genuinely shit on the ball. He is tragic. You've got
Zakaria is one of those where we need the profile, but we need a much better player than Zakaria.
I literally said this. You know, everyone talked about, or everyone jokes about Tuchel saying Gallagher was the Kante replacement. No, you had it wrong, G. Zakaria is the Kante replacement. Literally, he's just a worse Kante. Great off the ball. On the ball, he offers nothing.
You see, no. You see, this is the problem.
Sorry, Fata, we'll
Scott,
get to
this is the problem. So. This is the problem. What minute that what's his name came in? Blunt Mount.
Oh, he was still crap.
I know that.
I don't know what minute he came in.
Or something.
No.
Connor.
Yeah, he was one of the last subs to come in.
Yeah, 75.
Yes.
I think. Yeah.
So I understand that you're saying that the Connor is bad. This is bad. I'm trying to see the point.
But this is Forest, man. This is Forest, man. You can't.
I know.
Yeah, that's the reason. Again, I agree with you, Alex, in terms of the subs is the main issue I have from Potter yesterday. And it's been a consistent problem. The subs are an issue, and. As I said, the reason I just go back to the players is because we've now seen what he kept it the same, and then these players didn't turn up. They went from turning up in the last game to not turning up.
Came on the 75th.
One player changed. There was a moment, and we went from playing well against Bournemouth for the most part to being dominated by Forest. How does that work?
Bro,
how can you do that?
I don't think.
Can I say something? You can't just strip him out of blame, man. Come on, man. If we had a better manager, we'd be getting better than these players, man.
No, the only thing I'm blaming him for is the game management.
No, we wouldn't. Sorry, no, we wouldn't. No, we wouldn't. Kai, I'm sorry, no, we wouldn't. Because we had a better manager at the start of the season, and we scraped the win against West Ham, got beaten by Zagreb. No, we wouldn't be in a better position because we had a better manager. No, I'm sorry. I fundamentally disagree with
7 games, man.
I fundamentally disagree with that because we had a better manager and still looked as shit.
This is the problem.
Bro, I said we weren't making top 4 with this squad before the season started.
This squad is
Potter, anyway. I don't care. This squad's crap.
By the way, Lewis, you need to go and talk to these guys from Chelsea Fan TV, bro. These guys are shameless, bro.
What do you mean?
We all said that. We all said that we get top 4, man.
Wait, what they say?
Bro. I watched every fucking every fucking webcam. And I do it weekly just to notice what these motherfuckers say, bro. Not even one of them mentioned Mount, bro, or Havertz. Not even one of these motherfuckers, bro. How shameless can you be, bro? The two fucking idiots who are the only players that haven't been for the last 2 years, bro. And nobody talks about them, man.
To add to Kai's comment.
I've seen Mount pass to Forest players, bro, and nobody even commented on it twice.
To add to Kai's comment, there was a moment in the game when I literally almost broke my TV. The only reason I didn't is because my wife was next room to it. There was a moment I forgot when the actual, actually two with him, but one specific one was I was about to lose it with Mount. There's a position when he had the ball in the midfield. He touched it. It was a wide open player on the left.
What you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? But he decided to drop the shoulder again. He beat the player by dropping the shoulder once.
Alex, the problem is that if Potter is
the problem is basically Oscar.
Let me finish.
I was gonna say if Potter was shit with a bunch of young players.
No. That's. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I agree with you.
He can't use the excuse.
No. That's not what I'm saying. Let me finish my point real quick. What I'm saying is there's a moment in the game, well, actually twice that happened, but this one was actually lost me. You know those players that they beat the player by one move, and they have a right opening on the left side to go and do it. He changed his mind. He dropped the shoulder, tried to beat the player with same move twice. The reason why he beat the player with the first move, so when he decided to beat the player again, he literally returned in the position of the first. He did the 360 and got himself into the defender. And he lost the ball, and we got countered.
Did you see when he passed to the Forest guy?
No. That's not. Then we had the freaking counterattack from the corner kick. He got the ball, and he was waiting for Jorginho to come back. He waited when Sterling on the other side is yelling and waving.
You know,
there was a moment.
To be a midfielder, you have to be very, very intelligent. I don't think he has the football IQ to play deep in the midfield. People told me, let him be in the midfield.
Bro, he's brainless.
He's so good at it.
Just so I can get rid of it. Big up GoAM saying every time you boot Poku, a kid goes missing. Big up yourself, GoAM.
Jesus Christ, man. But
just need to get rid of it.
Can you guys tell me what's the difference between him and Oscar? They're both extremely inconsistent.
Right.
They both have moments, but none of them should have been key players at Chelsea, man. That's my opinion about them, honestly, right now. Mount and Oscar, there's a lot of similarities about them.
I think we have a bigger problem.
Oscar was much better.
I think we have bigger problems than Mount and Kai Havertz. I promise you that.
Oh no, I think they are part of the overall.
It's definitely the midfield. It's definitely the midfield.
I think they're part of the overall problem.
It's unbelievable necessity.
I heard you, Fatou, yesterday on Space. I'm surprised to hear what you said. I'm surprised. I'm not gonna bring it up here.
I'm just keeping.
But I'm surprised. I give you more respect for what you said because that's the first time I actually heard from you stand on something. But I'm pleased, but I'm surprised.
If I speak about this,
Fatou is still shameless.
I'm just saying you're gonna lose a lot of friends in the category of who you hang up. I'm surprised.
That's why I keep my credibility.
No. I'm not talking about the previous one, long. I'm talking about actual Chelsea fans.
Did he finally speak about?
Yeah, I'm not bringing it up, but I know.
I mean,
I heard
he said it yesterday. He can say it today. Let's just hear it.
No,
what was your point, bro? Because I didn't hear.
No. I don't. I'm not gonna. There's nothing to expose. I just have more respect for Fatou for saying what he said.
Yeah, what did he say, man?
I just don't know what he said.
What did you say?
Wait, let him talk.
No. About the whole freaking managers, whole freaking thing. If Fatou wants to say it, he can say it himself.
Because I thought, this is what I thought about the players so far. So, I think there's something going on behind the scenes. I just think the players putting Potter on the bus. That's my thought.
I can see it.
Wait, why would
and
they
also the stuff that we've heard as well, like, yes, I can definitely see it.
I've got to be honest. Like, I'm not saying that you're wrong, and there probably is some of that. I would question why, as a player, if that's the case, you would do that, unless, depending on who the player is, because like as we've seen or as we're seeing from Bowley, most players seem to be expendable. Like, unless it's like a James or maybe a Mount, but even then they don't find him like James unexpendable. But that's what I'm saying. Unless it's like a James or it's like a Silva, like I can't really see why you would do this, because you're probably going to lose and then you're gone. And like, I'm happy.
By the way, Fatur, it's not what I was talking about. That's not the point you were saying.
Yes, what are you trying to hide?
On what Kai was saying,
I know which one you're saying. We'll talk
what Alex was saying about the like Mount and Havertz aren't the problem. They are a problem because they're part of the big problem for me with this like the team.
It's a huge
just
problem.
This squad is lacking in so many areas. They are not the sole reason we are shit. Like, people need to understand, they're not the sole reason we're shit. They never have been, but they are part of it. They like, because they are in a group of about 8 players, maybe, like depending on how you want to look at it, who fundamentally are not good enough for this football club to be starting at the very least, maybe to be squad players, but starting at the very least, and who are dragging the technical and physical level of the football club down. Like, that's the reason why we're signing players like Enzo, because players like him raise they raise the floor. Players like Mount, players like Havertz, players like even guys I like Jorginho, guys like Aspi, guys like Koulibaly right now, guys like Pulisic, like guys like Ziyech. All of these guys lower the floor. So there comes a point when you're playing this bad and you're you're not getting beaten, but you're getting outplayed by a team in 19th. Like, you're getting outplayed by teams that you should be beating. This is why, by the way, in terms of with this game and with other games, I said on a stream the other day, I don't give a fuck if we beat Liverpool and City. Yeah, it's nice because I can like you can like bag on their fans, but ultimately I don't care because I want to be beating these teams. I want to be beating the Forests and the Evertons and the Bournemouths and the West Hams and that. Like, if we lose to all the big teams, right, and we beat all the small teams, we're in a better position. Because that's 10 games out of a 38-game season.
I just sent you a Hasselbeck comment, Lewis, on the DM. He spoke about yesterday.
And it's just like this. We're in this position because again of failures from so many parts, from failures from Tuchel, and I go back to it as well with the Tuchel thing. Tuchel's the reason, by the way, that we don't have a better midfield, because he didn't want it.
He's the reason apparently Koulibaly, not Koulibaly, he wanted midfielder, but he wanted. Let's not go back to Tuchel, because that's the.
No, I'm just saying that like there's so many reasons as to why we're here, and
No. First of all, I don't think Harry Potter is the reason why we don't have Tuchel. Number 2, I blame more about the Tuchel scenario, not Harry Potter. I blame more owners than actual thing. From this point, I actually blame more owners than I blame anybody at the Chelsea Football Club. The owners put us in this position.
Mm-hmm. That's fine.
My problem. Hold on, Moya. I know you didn't say nothing, but another thing, I do have a problem, and specific problem with Harry Potter. Yeah. And the reason why I actually made my decision saying that he wants the young squad is because how he talks in a press conference, the way he managed press conference.
Oh my God! Yes, he's such a beta man. He's such a beta man.
The guy pissed me off after the game.
He's such a beta man.
Alex, stop blaming Potter for that press conference. Number 1, number 2.
Why? Why can I blame him? Fatur, why can I blame him? No.
Managers are not fans.
Why I can't? No, Fatur. Why can I blame Potter for press conference? As he has a gun to his head.
I understand, but I think he was bored about the question as well.
What was the question?
It was a couple of days ago.
No, I'm talking about the yesterday game, man.
Talking about yesterday, bro.
Forget about yesterday's game. We all know. Like,
did you see his comments about?
No, man. Did you see what he said about the goal, about the Aubameyang goal?
Why is that triggering you?
The comments.
Why is that such a bad thing?
Did you hear what he said about Aubameyang goal? He said if Aubameyang scored the goal, it wouldn't be a fair result to the Forest.
No,
That-
so what
is that what pissed you off? Is that what pissed you off?
Yeah,
No.
just,
That
let,
was
just let
pissed you
it, just let it sink.
Is that untrue? What does that
I
mean?
was more pissed off
I
him
don't
saying it was
give
a
a-
hard-earned point.
Yeah, hard
That's what
point.
pissed
Give
me
it
off.
your
Don't get
difficult
me, don't
team.
get me started on that. I'm saying the reason why I get that pissed. Who cares if it's fair or not fair?
Bro,
Why are
imagine
you
Mourinho
putting
saying
your?
this.
What, it's, no.
But what? Wait, Alex. What was
No,
he asked?
why?
What was he asked?
Do you know? Do you understand? You don't understand what I'm trying to say. He put the player in a situation for no reason. Why he's mentioned Aubameyang's name?
But that has what? What does that do to Aubameyang? What does that do to?
Do you understand the psychology? Hold on a second.
What was the question?
The question about it was the actual specific question about Aubameyang. It was a question
Hang on,
about
no.
the late chances.
So someone asked him about Aubameyang and he mentioned Aubameyang's name.
No. Nobody asked him about Aubameyang specific. Somebody asked him about the latest chances in the game because there was a couple of them. There was a couple of chances that we had at the end of the game, and why? And he said if Aubameyang would have scored the goal, it wouldn't have been fair to Forest.
So
First of all,
you, Alex.
First of all, I don't give a fuck if it's going to be fair or not fair. All I want is 3 points. Number two, he put the player's name for no reason into the conversation. He put him on the spot. Why he didn't score?
Andrew, thank you for saying that.
That's such a passive-aggressive comment towards a specific player.
Yeah, but that's after we won. Mourinho said it because he tried to be petty, bro. But if we have lost that game, Mourinho wouldn't be saying that.
Didn't the chances involve Aubameyang?
So because Mourinho says it's fine because
No,
Potter says
there was
it's
a couple
not.
of them.
This is mine, and I assume Moyo's going to say the same thing. The problem with people when they come at Potter, if you're like, there are certain things again, criticize him for. I think some things he says in press conferences is dumb. The hard-earned point thing, I think, is like shows a bit of a weak mentality. There's certain things I don't like complaining that he's mentioned that they would have not deserved the result. Like, this is such a petty thing to get pissed off about, and it's like it just smacks of like clutching at straws.
People are just looking for things to just.
No, I just think it's a weak mentality. For me,
Bro,
it's showing a weak mentality of the manager.
Chris, happy New Year as well, bro. Big up yourself, man.
For me, it speaks a weak of mentality of the manager.
Yeah,
you can say that after you get 3 points to be like a fair guy, but you don't say that when you barely. Hold on a second. I'll tell you the fairness. The fairness, we should have lost that game. That should be a fair. But he didn't say that, did he?
You shit.
You're trying to cover it up.
By the way, Louis, I saw you crying.
Exactly.
I don't know about you, but actually saying that if they would have scored against them.
Oh, hungover, bruv.
Where are the haters, bro? Where are the haters? Where are the
Mason Mount and Kai Havertz have shushed the haters.
Bro, I thought he was gonna get the hat trick yesterday.
Hey,
I was so excited.
Next game they were shushed by fucking Forest.
I was like, this is your time, bro. I was like, this is your time, bro. I thought he's gonna. I swear to God, I thought he's gonna score a hat trick because that's the kind of team he scores against, man.
And they didn't even turn up for that one.
Bro,
but hey, they'll still find a way into the lineup for the next game.
Alex, going back to the Potter comment, for me, the way you say that him choosing to say it that way is him avoiding to admit that they were better than us and they deserve to win. But I don't know about you. That's what that means to me. I mean, it's pretty
good for you. Good for you.
Yeah, if we scored, then it would not have been fair to them because they were better than us and they deserve to win. I don't know what.
Yeah, say that next time if we should winning.
Bro, what's gonna happen now, bro?
The manager is.
I just don't think again.
Can we be objective? Where are we going now? What's gonna happen now? Let's be honest. Let's be objective. Let's be adults. Yeah. What's gonna happen now? What we lose 10 more games, 5 more games? What's gonna happen?
I hope we do. I'm actually glad we're going through this.
It's unfixable. What will a new coach do that will change?
No, you can't.
Yeah, exactly. There's no point of new manager now.
There's literally no point.
The worst thing that could have.
Sorry, Savić. If we change a manager now, it
will literally harm us even worse.
So what, just spread our cheeks and let every team smash
the ownership group would have wasted
no.
a large amount of money and looked dumb. Like, the ownership group looks stupid and they're not doing that.
I'm gonna bring you a favorite thing that you like, Kai. The best thing for Harry Potter right now, for us to succeed, is get rid of all the old players that he doesn't trust. That's the best thing for Potter
He's
right
not.
now.
He doesn't. I don't think he's the kind of guy to do
I
that,
know
man.
that
He's a nice guy, man.
I told you my comment will trigger you, but that's what I literally think what it's actually should happen.
But don't
No,
you?
You
it's
get
do
rid
not
of all
trigger
the
me, man.
players.
The
You
guy has
get
no
rid of
yites,
all the players that you don't trust now, and let the youngsters get experience until the end of the season. Because I don't think this season this can be salvaged.
That's too risky for me now. I don't want us to go into the
That's it.
championship.
That's
man.
what I'm
No.
saying. That's the only thing I can see it. Because look, what do we got to lose? Our performances like this, are they gonna improve? Are you confident enough that this is the biggest conversation? I don't think the problem with Chelsea is the actual quality of the Chelsea. I think it's the mentality. So for me, I think the mentality from the youngsters could be actually stronger than from one of those older players that get paid substantial amount of money.
That's where I disagree, man. Mentality.
I can agree with that.
And I said
can
that
hear that,
actually,
though.
and actually,
Of course
I
you
knew
can,
that my
Poku, of
comment
course you can.
will
You love
trigger
Poku.
you because you don't like
No,
younger
Poku.
players.
That was not Poku.
The worst
but-
thing, the worst thing that could have happened to.
I'm not saying what's the name.
Alex,
Please,
Alex.
no. Please tell me what is Hall? What's his name? That left back that we played. Hall. What's his name?
Hull.
He played left back couple of games for Lewis Hall, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What would have changed yesterday if that player come as a sub instead of Blonde Mount? What would have changed? What would have changed if you can see that Pulisic, Sterling, and Kai Havertz don't sync together, and for example, Hutchison will come in?
For me, why did you even take off?
What would have changed if Hall goes to the middle instead of left back? What would have changed if instead of Azpilicueta, you put Hall as a left foot? I think he will put more heart into than Azpilicueta did. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying build go on a winning season with those youngsters. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you want to build something, break something first before you build. Otherwise, we don't look neither hot neither cold. We look warm.
So basically,
you gotta go to extreme. For me, you gotta go to extreme.
You can't afford to do that, Alex. Unfortunately.
How?
Exactly,
How?
we can't afford to do that. That's just
Prove me wrong.
You're not wrong.
Wishful
You're
thinking.
right though. That aspect is I can understand that. Take out the bad. Just let me fuck with the ones that I trust. Let me fuck with the ones that want to fuck with me. I understand that, but there's too many players that are a liability to us that we can't even drop them. We need them.
Do you know how this is all sounding? This is sounding like we should bring back Lampard. This is literally sounding like we should just bring back Lampard.
This is exactly no.
Lampard.
This is
This is
actually
embarrassing.
showing
I can't lie.
Lampard is a bad manager. But what I'm telling you, there's no way. This manager is Harry Potter is better than Lampard. There's no questions about it. My problem was with Lampard.
No. I'm referring to you bringing up like youth.
But what he's saying by bringing up youth is that the youth them will have at least better mentality than the ones that we have. The ones that they're stale, their mindset is all over the place. They're probably not on it anymore. I mean, bring fresh, hungry blood from the youth to play. But what I'm saying is that we can't afford to do that.
I'm not saying to bring even from the youth. Bring those from the training ground that trained with the first team. I'm not saying bring the
Omari
players.
Them and
I'm saying bring the players that trained with the older players. What do you got to lose if you? I'm just saying, it's a performance is the reason why I'm pissed. It's not about the players themselves. It's the performances those players do. I think that the players that are younger in the same
this
team,
can never happen.
they're not in the youth. They're in the same team.
Don't forget, all these guys are contracted and all receiving huge wages.
I don't think these guys. I think us as Chelsea fans, we need to face the reality. These players are massively overrated as far as talent, man. We say it's mentality. Mentality doesn't take you 7 seconds to think when you're on the ball. Man.
It's both.
That's just talent.
I mean, we knew this from the start. Like,
I don't think. Yeah, you need. You
can't.
But you can't work without talent and mentality. You need them both. You can't just have one of them. It's not.
This is the best.
I just don't think these guys are just good enough. Like ability.
First of all, I'm not saying those young players should start.
What if the players don't just believe in the
bring him
project?
as a subs.
No, they've never.
They will put more heart.
Well, which project are they going to believe in? They didn't believe in Lampard. They didn't believe in Tuchel. They didn't believe in Lampard. Who do they believe in, bro?
If they don't believe in it, get rid of them.
Exactly. And they're 24 years old, bro. What project do they want, bro? What?
You know what's
do
funny?
They want,
we
bro?
made the same complaints about these players for the past how many years?
Exactly.
Same complaints. It's the players' mentality, and as a collective, there's just there's nothing conducive for them to prosper. This team is not well built. It's built of small-minded mentality players. There's no balance. There's no spine. Nothing. You don't need 20 new players.
Exactly.
You don't. But we need to take them out.
We need 2 or 3 big players though in every position. That's what I think.
We've got players. We've got a couple of We've got some players that have been here. Like it might just be the one, but we've got players that have been here for 5-6 managers now, and we're and they all complain. Every single manager, bar Potter, has complained about the same thing.
Mentality.
The same thing.
What's his name? The number one credible source from Chelsea, which is what's his name?
Matt Law.
No, the other one.
Simon Phillips.
Simon Johnson. Liam.
Ornstein. He has a sniff that the Chelsea squad thinking that Jorginho is the one that Potter has a problem, but he cannot do nothing until he get a midfielder. Just look at
always
Ornstein's
Jorginho, fam. Why is it always Jorginho, though?
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm telling you, mate, Ornstein, just somebody tweeted yesterday.
For me, it's
today.
the Lampard players. The Lampard players needs to fuck off, man. The Lampard's player, Bar Chilwell, need to fuck off, man. As soon as we replace these motherfuckers, bro, we have nothing to problem with this team.
Bro, listen, that's what we have to do.
How many players have we got in this team?
Yeah, we don't have that many.
But exactly, they're the ones who had like
Kai Havertz was Lampard and Mason Mount.
No, he wasn't. Lampard wasn't no.
Lampard didn't want him.
Are you talking players we signed under Lampard or the players
under
Lampard brought in?
No, under Lampard. Whenever Lampard was here, I think all of them should leave. Bar Chilwell and Reece. I think for me, these guys get too many chances. They got too many chances and it's time, man.
We have a bigger one.
Scott, how can a player be consistent if he doesn't even feel like he has anything to lose if he doesn't play well? I don't get it, man.
There's no
there's
no urgency to improve.
Why would you play? Like it's the same. The one thing I would give Southgate like credit for is benching that piece of shit, man. Like he literally he saw him walking, jogging, playing like shit, and he benched him.
Kai, it comes back to the same thing. Like I said, you're just talking about Mount. You're literally just talking about
Mount. It's
not
only Mount. I'm saying the same thing with Havertz.
No, I agree.
James.
You're focusing on the same 2 players when it's not the same 2 players. Because equally, I could say
players will start week in, week out without.
Yeah, no, but it's not just the same 2 players. It's not just the same 2 players. Like the fact of the matter is, Aspie's going to be starting week in, week out for us now. He's here still because of Tuchel. He's a problem. Koulibaly's going to keep starting. He's a problem.
If we get Enzo, if we do get Enzo, and if we do get like a right back, maybe the guy from like keep forgetting his name, man. The guy from Croatia.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. If we said that during the summer, if we get a right back and we sign,
but we're in the winter now. We're in the winter now. We need to do something.
What I'm talking about here, I'm not talking about ifs. I'm talking about what we have now. Like it's not just Mount and Havertz. Like again, they are part of the problem, but the people need to stop acting like they are the only problem. Like they're the only reason. Like you take Mount and Havertz out of this team, we're still shit. We might improve a little bit. We're still shit.
I think we improve, but that's not the point though. How do we know if we don't try? How do we know if we don't try?
Why do we improve to a top?
How are we improving when these are the guys contributing to our goals? Like a past few
they're not
goals.
contributing.
Like...
Which goals? Which one goal?
Just the Bournemouth game.
Can I ask you a question? Do we improve to a top 4 side? Do we improve to a top 4 side with those 2 players come out?
No, but we would improve.
Then what's the fucking point? No.
You said no. Exactly.
That's the point. The amount of players we have to replace in this team.
We could have Haaland there.
I think it's just more about finding what could work for us.
Yeah, exactly. The point is
building on that.
There's no consequences in this team. There's no consequences. You play shit. These 2 don't have consequences, man. They can play shit and nobody's gonna replace them, and they know it.
They just played well the last game. Again, Kai. All this is you focusing on the same 2 players. It's not
just. It's a Simon Phillips. Sorry, it's a Simon Phillips.
I understand why the other players are not motivated because they see no matter how good they play, it's gonna.
I'll send you the link to it.
If there's anything positive to take away from this is that the the people, we don't have Bruce Spock and Marino on Sky just nodding their head, thinking that the manager is going to fix this if we just buy him 100 million striker and a Saul on loan. We actually have people, footballing brains, who will look to improve on these shit players now. They actually understand football.
And that's where I blame the owners. And that's where I blame the owners.
So, you know, the whole what do you call it, processing is definitely going to take time, but we should be glad that we actually have people who understand football who are actually watching the games consistently, understand that Jorginho is not good enough, Kai Havertz is not good enough, Mason Mount is overrated. I don't understand what Mason Mount is good at, or Kai Havertz, but we have more issues in this football club than just goals and assists.
But can we all agree that Potter is an issue as well?
No.
Not yet.
How is he an issue? Like, look at this guy. Look at his interview.
Before we do that, I just need to go through a few of the super chats. Also, Ibs, big up yourself, bro. Take care, man. Have a good day. Happy New Year as well, brother. AD says, big up yourself, Lewis. So much lack of fight and desire. The Terry Lampard Drogba squad will be watching our current squad with disgust. But it's not just lack of fight and desire. They are quality players. They are world-class talents. That is a big difference as well. We might lack the mentality, but we also lack the ability. We lack the application that those players would be able to give you as well. Appreciate the donation, though. No one says to blame only players saying they're not good enough is stupid. Manager makes all the difference. Case in point, Eddie Howe. Are Newcastle good enough to be top 4? Okay, but Eddie Howe's had 2-3 windows.
Also, like I can. You brought up one case of where it works. I can bring up another case to counter you where it doesn't work. We had a better manager in Tuchel, and I can go and show you our results at the start of this season.
Link?
Like,
I did. Did you not get?
I can show like for this thing of manager makes the difference. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you do need that piece of quality. Go and ask Luis Enrique how much like his players helped him during against Japan and against that. Where they're playing a better team, they're playing a more cohesive team that worked better, and he just couldn't get didn't have the quality in the final third to make it work. Doesn't matter sometimes how good how good the manager is. Sometimes the players are just too shit to make it work. Like again, this point of Eddie Howe, yeah, he's done a great job. He's also, as Lewis said, had multiple windows to make it work.
Ten Hag.
And also, say again.
Ten Hag.
Cool again, window to make it work, and also with these.
Summer transfer window.
That's what I'm trying to say. I blame owners more than actual thing.
Yeah, that's cool. No, again, yes,
I get
Alex, I completely agree with you on that, and that's why I say right now in the situation we're in, bar the in-game management, I don't blame Potter is who I blame the least for the situation we're in right now, because he got put in a situation that was stupid because he shouldn't have been hired when he was hired, because Tuchel shouldn't have been sacked when he was sacked. Which is on the owner. Of all the people currently in the club right now, apart that like Potter is like second to bottom in terms of the list of people I blame for where we are right now. Like that's the thing. Until he has a couple of windows to actually build something, like again, as I've said multiple times, hang on, Alex. So say who we sign this window, right? Like it works. Come summer, right? We sign who he wants. Come the start of next season, we're still playing like we are now. All of my energy will go into Potter because I'll be like, you've got the players that you can work with now. You've gotten rid of potentially of your Jorginhos, your Aspis, things like that. At that point, there are no excuses. If you're still looking like you're out of your depth, all of my energy will go into Potter. Right now, when he's dealing with the same shit that let Tuchel down, some of the same shit that let Sarri down and Lampard, even in a couple of cases, the same shit that let Conte down.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying, Scott. My biggest problem with Potter, first of all, I think he's a little bit of that new generation of sensitive people, like he doesn't shoot straight. He just sounds like a pussy.
He's a nice guy, man. Yeah,
he's a nice guy. Beats around the bush.
Yeah. He's like that kind of thing. That's my personal thing with Potter. I'm not saying his way. My problem is with Potter at this moment. I thought he's actually a better manager, coach, to even manage those, because no matter how you try to spin it in Windows, you have to beat that team. You see what I'm saying? If you get outbeat by Forest, that's a question. It's not only that. Look, as much as you want to give him a couple of windows, I agree with you, and there's no chance it's not going to happen. But for some reason, even Harry Potter is supposed to do better against the teams like that. That's one thing. Another thing is, to address what you said, is give him a couple of windows and you will go on Harry Potter next year. The problem with next year, if he doesn't work out, we're going to have the same problem players, right? We just bought for him.
It depends on who we get rid of.
So hold on a second. If he doesn't get things right with the players we sign, the next manager. So are we supposed to wait for the next manager to get his own players?
No, it depends on it depends on the players we bring in.
That's the roulette. That's the roulette.
So I'm saying you're sacking right now. You're getting a top class manager.
Exactly.
And what does a top class manager do? What does a top class manager do?
We had a top class manager.
No.
We had one, and it didn't fucking work.
No. We had a top class manager who got sacked.
We had one and it didn't work. We had one and it didn't work and he got sacked.
Don't forget, most of our signings that we're also making is young. Most of the signings that we're making is also young. They're investment signings over the next 2 or 3 years. So if
they have a clear picture,
there's another manager that can mold them into the player that they want them to be to. We're not buying players around the likes of 25 to 30 that are already fixed into what they can do.
We're not buying a system like Jorginho with Sarri. We're not buying players like that.
Yeah.
And I will say, Alex, on your point, if Potter is sacked, I don't think we'll be in a situation we were with Tuchel, because like Lewis said, the players we're buying, as long as we buy someone who is stylistically, I know obviously people are going to say we don't have a style at the moment, but stylistically is the same. It's just an improvement on Potter in terms of managerial ability and everything like that. There shouldn't be the needs to have a year where we, have this same struggle. As long as you as an ownership group can go and get the next, can go and get someone who fits the same, it just fits. Then I think that can work.
Scott, I think I understand what you're saying, but it has to be done something with luck. At some point, you're gonna hit the luck. You're gonna have to rely on the luck, specifically with the managers. The manager sometimes is a luck, because look, they trusted the process and United, right? With Ole, trust the process, let rebuild. All of a sudden, that process didn't work, so it set them back with Ronaldo under new manager. It's based on what you prefer. If you prefer trust the process, I'm gonna ask you which one process you believe in. Are you believing Ole process? Are you believing in what's his name?
There's context to that process.
There's a context to any process. Exactly. My problem is with this specific process, it's the owners. The owners, if you're right, and we should have not if you're right. If you believe in this process from the beginning, do not spend that process and give Tuchel what he wants, even though I don't believe they give Tuchel what he wants. I do not believe that. Because if they believe that, the problem, they should not sack him 2 days after. Because the problem is with the 2 days after. The reason, the rumor is that we wanted, that the Tuchel did not work out with this ownership is because of the communication, right? Everybody agree with that? That's what they said. The communication problem was on specifically which way Tuchel wanted to buy players. That's what they give us an example, right? That he was not answering WhatsApp messages from the ownership on the specific players to get to buy it, right? That's the problem. My question is, when does those questions stop? After the transfer window. That's when you don't need Tuchel, right? For his WhatsApp answering. The window is shut, so you don't need nothing from Tuchel. But you decided to fire him 2 days after the windows. So this communication problem with Tuchel was, I will understand if I would have fired him in the summer when the communication problem was existent. It doesn't exist in the September because the window's already shut. You should not be WhatsApping the Tuchel about the players, about which ones do you want. That's number one problem. I don't trust the ownership. The second, the second trusted process with the ownership is you do not hire nobody, you do not fire nobody, you do not sign no players until you sign a director of football. Do not sign the coach. Do not sign the players. Do not sign anybody until you sign director of football. that will make sense in the process. For me, the reason I have problem with this process, because the process from the beginning was not built in the right way. If you want to build the process, build the director of football first, and then let director of football tell you what manager you want. You see what I'm saying? Not the other way around. That's how process should be. But they fired Tuchel 2 days later. We're stuck with the supposedly players that Tuchel want, but I don't believe it, because if I remember, Tuchel did not want Koulibaly. He wanted Ake, and he wanted other one. Even though I didn't like him, prove me wrong. He wanted Ake. He did not want this guy. And Ake starts for City now and playing incredible. You see what I'm saying? Something is not right with the ownership, and I do not blame Harry Potter. I blame Harry Potter on specific individual things as a human, as a manager. Pussy-o for me. Too pussy-o. Sitting on the bench, don't talk, just too weak, too how you say, too much millennial in him. Too much of a nice guy. That's the problem.
And you can't manage a team like Chelsea with that.
Just before you guys go, I gotta go through a few of these super chats.
I'm done with my rant.
Dark says, let the fans know, Scott, reactionary fans are the problem. It's the same 100%. Players that put all of our other managers under the bus and that let Potter clear out the club, for fuck's sakes. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year, Dark. Thank you for the donation as well. I do agree it's the players that we do
Chelsea fans are spoiled.
First, but I understand the criticism.
Let's call a spade a spade. Chelsea fans, as a generalization, are spoiled because of what the previous success we've had.
They don't know how to act. Now they have to just wait and be patient. I know things weren't done right, Alex. I completely agree. It seemed botched, organized, but we can't go back, first of all. Second of all, they have a plan. They have a structure in the way they want to do things. It's going to be the fact that you think that Potter is going to come here and you expect things to be better, but you expect things to be consistent. You expect you to see that improvement every game. That's not how this works. It's going to be rocky, and you have to be ready for it. I'm not convinced on Potter, but I know that I can't judge.
Not that rocky. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but two
conclusively, whether positively or negative, this
that's
early.
That's not how it works, though. Two wrongs can be. Two things can be wrong at the same time. Potter could be a bad manager, and we could have bad players. We can't just be Potter is amazing, but it's only the players.
But we don't know. But we can't say that for sure about Potter. These players are
exactly because we don't know his background. His background is Brighton. That's the highest.
It's not just background. No, Kai. It's not just background, because I can show you plenty of guys that have struggled in certain situations at other clubs. How much do you rate Enrique? Like, for example. Well, he struggled. Go and look at his win percentage and how much he struggled at Celta Vigo before he went to Barca.
Yeah, but
Enrique is the man for the job.
Let's take another example, shall we? Let's look at one of, for me, the best managers of my generation, Pep Guardiola. Man went into City and just about struggled to get fourth. Was getting pammed by Everton 4-0, and had City fans saying that they wanted him out because he was struggling because he had the likes of Kolarov and Sanya.
Yeah, but come on, but those guys.
No, I'm not coming on. I'm not coming on, Kai, because again, if you're judging a guy who's been here 6 months based on this team that we already know isn't good enough, that's a problem you have with him.
No. Scott. What have you seen in Potter so far?
That's not what I'm saying, though. Wait.
That gives you trust in him.
Let me answer Scott. Scott, I agree with you. I'm not gonna blame him for this team. You know me. I don't rate this team whatsoever, bro. When people were saying this team is good enough to get top 4, I've never said that they are. I've never agreed with that point. But I'm not gonna just blindly give this guy like the process. I'm gonna give him until the end of the season and like maybe till midway through next season. But I'm not just gonna give him a next 3 or 4 years just to do whatever he wants, because I don't see the point. If you're gonna fuck up every fucking like period, every dot, right? Like, and you're not gonna do anything, and I'm not gonna see points. Then what's the point then? What's the point keeping him just for the sake of it? Well, United are still in the process. United are still in the process. Arsenal still haven't won anything.
It's been like 6 months, man. Like, again, it's been 6 months.
No, I agree, but I think.
And your original point in this, your original thing to Moyo was, I don't like. What have you got to trust him as a manager? How do you know he's good as a manager?
I don't trust him, but I'm willing to give him time. I'm not gonna
in 6 months. In 6 months.
3 months.
3 months. I said,
3 months.
I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna give him until the next winter, whatever.
But
no. Everybody has to. Everybody.
Yeah, but I'm
has
not gonna
to
blindly
challenge.
follow him. That's what I'm saying, though, Scott.
Everybody has
want
to
out
look.
now.
Look, are we not allowed to ask Potter questions?
You absolutely are. But the way
Thank you, Moya. Thank you. So generous.
The
question is,
you're being conclusive.
My question is, if the reason I told you the reasons why I want him to succeed. If only he will stick his balls on to the device and just make the decisions. If you don't like something, make the decisions now. Because if we scrap in this season, make the decisions now. He does half-ass. You see what I'm saying? That's why I think he's a weak in the mentality. Because I think he's afraid that the fans will go on him, but I think it's too late for that. You either go out with you showing your balls, or don't show it at all. That's my problem with Potter. My question is, even before, I think as a manager is something in it. There's also a manager that was brought too fast to the top. If you remember who's Brighton manager before him, what's his name?
Chris Houston.
Yeah. Do you know what? First of all, anybody, please Google win percentage at Brighton from Harry Potter. Tubbs tweeted recently. Tubbs tweeted recently.
I think it was like 43 or something.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Just tell us then. Just tell us.
31 point, man. 31%.
So
winning.
What are you telling me is that if you do not succeed at a lower club the way that you expect,
again, do you want me to go back to Luis Enrique at Celta Vigo?
Are we going to do this?
Bro, nonsense. I'm sorry, this is nonsense.
I'm not saying no.
Bro, we're talking about Celta Vigo, bro.
Look, just forget about the. I'm just asking. Don't bring Luis Enrique. I'm just asking if you are what you are as expecting out of Harry Potter. Please answer me. How and which manager gets 31% winning streak? If you want to even deeper, the manager before him, how much percentage was the other manager had? What I'm saying is, I'm asking the questions about Harry Potter at this point. If he doesn't like how we running,
Harry Potter's so boring. Just call him Graham.
We just call Potter, bro. Potter.
Just Potter.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I don't care if it's boring enough for you. Don't listen.
Well, it's hard.
Or put the £100.
It's hard because you keep interrupting.
If you want,
speaking.
If you want,
let others speak for once. Jesus Christ.
That's a bad win percentage there. Ooh, boy.
Hans Buller says, Alex, you sound like a broken ex-girlfriend, and
He does
also
not.
said, you can buy who you like. Your manager is average.
This manager's average.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for him on that one.
I don't know. I think
Alex
it's unfair to kind of blame it on him.
Before. It's a bit sticky.
But you know, Brighton fans were actually complaining about Potter as well. So it's not just us. Brighton fans.
Exactly.
Remember, Brighton fan was saying, he came out in an interview, said, "Oh, Brighton fans should know what kind of club this is." The Brighton fan weren't having it. I think this guy, I don't trust him with £200 million to spend again in this window. We should have. I agree with what Alex was saying. Todd Bowley is the number one to blame first in this situation. Exactly. He's stupid. I believe if you gave this team to the assistant manager, I don't care if Tuchel had to go. I don't care. Tuchel, he has to go. You give the club to the assistant manager. One of the assistant manager would have done.
What's the assistant manager's name and what's he done?
So what has this guy done then?
Zotlo has never managed a team. He's never managed a team.
I'm not talking about the German guys. I'm talking about the English guy that stayed, because Tuchel left with the two German.
Anthony Barry.
Yeah, he's not German. I thought he's Norwegian.
He's never fucking managed a game either. Like, what again?
You would have done an inter. I'm not talking about giving.
Anthony Barry is defensive.
He would have done. Look, my point is, look at the club that fired the managers. Yeah, Bournemouth. Wolves, for example. You don't jump in straight away and give this job to an intern. This guy's no pedigree, nothing. You give this job on an intern basis. You wait until you assess more managers. until they become available. Then you make a final decision.
Well, they've
you
made
rush.
Exactly what I was saying. Luis Enrique would have been a perfect man for this job right now.
Enrique is overrated. He's not.
No, he's not. What are you saying?
What are you doing with this fucking? I'll go back to it again. Like, what is he going to do? Okay, what is Enrique going to do with this team? What does he do with this team?
Firstly, I'll tell you what he's going to do that we don't do right now. Keep possession. We have a shit defense, so we don't keep possession.
Hey, how did that work for Spain?
Who's going to keep possession, bro?
Screw that. One at a time. Hang on. Screw that. How did that work for Tuchel? If we go back 3 months ago, how did that work for Tuchel?
Enrique would have dropped players.
Tuchel wasn't keeping possession.
Man. This literally Enrique would have done this. Hey, Enrique did great. Did great things for Barca. Every other club Enrique's been at.
One at a time.
Everywhere else Enrique's been at. I rate Enrique.
Wait, Alex,
I don't even know. Wait, who is talking? Who is talking?
Before people get it twisted, by the way, I do rate Enrique. But let's go and look at what he's done at other clubs, bar Barca or other countries. Fam, let's not do this. Let's not do this. His record, he is distinctly he is underwhelmed everywhere he's been bar Barca. Everywhere he's been bar Barca.
Isn't he like the most accomplished manager at Barca? Didn't he win the six whoop?
Yeah, he literally is the most accomplished.
Again, listen to what I just said. Bar Barca, he has underwhelmed everywhere he's been. Everywhere.
Does Enrique have the balls to drop players that are underperforming? Yes. This manager
doesn't. Exactly. Potter doesn't.
This manager is scared of players.
So is that your rating of a good manager or not a good manager?
Yes, I am. Because
which players did he drop for Spain?
That's all you need from a manager.
Process. Oh, which player? Didn't he just that last World Cup? He didn't pick Euro. He didn't pick a single Real Madrid player.
Did he drop Ferran Torres, who was dropping stinker after stinker, or did he keep starting him all the time?
Wait. Who else would he have played?
I don't know.
Morata, who actually scored.
Morata.
He's not. No. I think you guys getting twisted. It's not about Enrique. I'm talking about a manager who has the balls to drop players that not.
So that's all you need from a manager.
Who? Okay, Rodrigo. Okay, so give me a name. Who?
I'll play the under 21s if I have to because
no.
You guys are
manager.
telling me no.
Manager. Who would you have got in then as a manager?
Me personally, if you ask me what manager I would have gone for, I would have waited after the World Cup and tried to get Hansi Flick or Enrique.
Even worse.
So you did want Enrique. Wait.
As a second option, Hansi Flick for me, it was the
Hansi Flick ain't leaving. Hansi Flick, as we're seeing, wasn't going to leave. He's quite content, managing Germany.
And he doesn't manage long term.
I can't lie. Hansi Flick is the worst manager you could possibly get.
No, he's a good manager, but he doesn't do long term stuff. He's not that type of manager.
For this team is the worst manager you can get right now.
It doesn't even matter. Why do you wait 6 months to get a manager you're not even sure who's going to be available?
Can we give Potter a midfield before we boot him out, bro? Can we give him a midfield before we boot him out?
That's the problem. People think that I'm criticizing Potter and I want him out. That's not what I want.
No.
Bro, if we get Enzo and he still plays the same team, then
I agree with you. You've never said Potter out.
I didn't say Potter out. I'm saying for me, he has to respond. Look, as much as you want to dance around, but even shit players as we are, I don't want to bring Tuchel. Tuchel is gone. I'm blaming Bowley for that. That's not on Potter. The Tuchel is gone. But at least acknowledge that if he did it, and if anybody wants to bring Tuchel credit at Chelsea last 6 months is December, bring his record. I dare you. Bring his record, even the worst of the last 6 months versus what we do now. Tuchel was a record last season. Now, Potter, that's one thing. But in the long process,
David's agreeing with you in the super chat as well, saying interesting, spoiled for wanting a different manager, but not spoiled for wanting new players. Tell me to give Potter time, fine, but don't gaslight me and tell me Tuchel would have gone one insert. I mean, with the way we were playing over the last few weeks, the lack of
the reason. Sorry, David, you tapped. Did you see the start of the season?
Where we lost.
This is my point. People want to pick and choose what they look at with managers. Go and look at the start of the season with Tuchel and tell me we were going in a positive direction.
I think the problem.
You weren't going to make top four anyway, so don't make a difference.
I don't think the problem. I don't think the
I
record.
agree with Alex in terms of, I know you're going to go, but I agree with Alex in terms of if you want to look at anyone in this whole situation, focus your energy on the ownership group. Like, why are you focusing your energy on Potter when he got put in a shit situation with a bunch of dead players?
But they're not doing everything bad, right? Like they got
unless he like does miracles, right? And
what
I don't
do
know
you
if
mean
people
they didn't
realise
do
this,
nothing bad?
No, I said they didn't do all bad. I didn't say they didn't do.
They
bad.
did everything bad. They did everything backwards.
Chelsea would have kept. No. Alex, that's why I disagree with you. Him replacing Marino with Vivel is one of the best things he has fucking done, man.
That's not what I'm saying. But when did they did it? 6 months after they fired her?
But that's not what I said though. I didn't say that they didn't do everything bad. I didn't say they didn't do any bad. I said they didn't do everything bad, like you're saying. Because
even for the
recruitment team is doing all right, man.
You can pick and choose with the owners. We don't agree with everything they've done either, but still too early. I don't know why you guys are like coming to these conclusions about blame for who? Blame for what?
Blame. What do you mean blame for who? I can tell you I blame for who. But if you wanted that structure, put the director before.
Blame for what? For what?
For not putting director. It go for 300 million spent without the football director. That's what I'm blaming me for.
What is that? What results has that garnered?
Koulibaly.
But it's still too early.
Did I answer you?
But it's still. I don't like the signing of Koulibaly either. I think it's gonna take time, and only time will tell. That's the thing. You guys aren't willing to wait on anything.
Wait, who takes time? Who takes time, bro?
You just
how old is he?
31.
Then why are we trying to give a 31-year-old time?
Chelsea still go for advice.
No. Moya, you want me to answer? Aspilicueta got extension. Turns out it wasn't Tuchel. Turns out it was the new owners want to smooth a transition.
We disagree with that.
What do you mean we disagree with that?
We disagree.
I actually agree with that.
I think Tuchel pushed for them to keep him, and they absolutely.
You see, it depends
because he's the captain of our team. He's the captain of our team, and that was an easy decision for them to say yes.
Captain, leader, legend. Man.
The coach is pushing us to keep our captain.
It's like I said.
It's like I said. I think. Listen. I think Tuchel wanted to keep him. I don't think he wanted to give him the deal. He got the 2+1.
Yeah, the deal was out of his hands. Obviously,
maybe next year, but not actual like
big
money.
money.
You see, we all can say whatever proves what you believe in. If you don't believe Tuchel, you're gonna say, "Yeah, Tuchel wanted Aspilicueta." If you don't believe owners, or you're gonna say, "Oh, this is what happened." But the guy came himself, and he's like, "Yeah, the new owners, the main part of me extending." At the end of the day, he wanted to leave to Barcelona. I don't think the manager that he's liking it so much want him to leave for Barcelona.
No, that's why I said
that's number one.
There's something
number
in the
two,
middle, isn't it? Something in the middle. That's all. I believe there's something in the middle, isn't it? It's like
exactly.
Wait, Alex,
no, but people saying like you don't believe in anything. Yeah, I don't.
I don't expect you to believe 100% one or another because I don't. But do you think Aspilicueta, after Tuchel has already left the club, been fired, would say, "Yeah, it was Tuchel who wanted to keep me. I thank him for me staying here at the club." How do you think
I don't think that video was made before the season. After the season was over, I think that video made it in the summer.
Okay, if it was before,
it just aired that.
Okay, if that's what it was, then.
Another thing is if you're saying I cannot blame the ownership and wait, I can. We need mess because of it. With 300 million spent with no football director.
And we're gonna spend another 200 million. Maybe.
And that's my biggest question.
But I think
that's the problem.
I think
where do we go from here?
If we have to be
that's what we should be asking
ourselves. You have to be fair to the ownership. You have to be fair to the ownership. They wanted Marina to stay on for the summer. Okay, they wanted her to stay on for the summer transition and then bring their own people in. She left. That was out of their
I'm glad
hands.
she did, to be honest. Man.
She left, so they had to take on. And remember, this was a very quick and shortened summer, given the start of the Premier League. It was the first week of August. We were behind anyway in the transfers. They had to take it all on. They'll learn from that, and hopefully they won't make the same mistake twice. So we have to give them that as well. Now, because I don't really like talking about the Tuchel thing. They should have sacked him when they bought the club. We all know that, and bought their own guy in. That sort of thing. But going forward, listen, they've got their own players. They've got their own people in now. They should let them now run this club how it should be run.
Exactly.
And hopefully we sign people who are good enough and fit the profile of this club. The problem is like you said, people that want Potter out now, you want to bring Enrique in, or whoever in. No manager's going to be doing anything with this collective of players. They'll be on to their fourth manager, and they'll have a nice 8-9 games start like they always do. Play well and drop off.
It's not about this group of players. I don't trust this manager to make the drastic decision to drop these players. That's my problem. He's scared of these players. I don't care. You know
That's
what?
my problem
I don't
with
care,
it.
Yeah? If yesterday, for example, when Pulisic or Selling was stinking, why didn't he just bring in Hutchinson? Listen, this season is lost. Just bring the kid. He stopped the kid from playing for Jamaica. Promised him he's going to play against City. The kid didn't even touch the pitch. He didn't even come up. Lewis Hall, who's been quite decent in the last game. Bring him on. There's nothing else to lose in this season. We're not gonna finish in top 4. I don't want us to finish in Europa League. We might as well
I don't want us to finish 16th either, man.
Yeah, but we might as well bet in the youngsters so that but next year.
That's the problem, Kai. I'd rather finish 16 and give somebody 6 months experience.
Yes, but that's
No. This is the problem. You saying you want Kai Havertz and Mason Mount out of this team. Who are you gonna put in those?
It's not about but the club are not gonna allow us to fall to 10th, man. There is stakeholders. It's not just football. It's not just football, man.
We might not have a choice because the way
it's not. Come on, it's not Sunday League. It's not FIFA.
I'd
Bro.
rather finish.
They have.
Now. Unless we win the Champions League.
No, they're gonna try to the Champions League. They have to, man.
That's why they're not gonna get benched.
You rather, but it's not gonna happen.
That's what I'm saying. If we don't get top 4, I'd rather finish 10th, 11th. I don't want nowhere near Europe.
Once top 4's out of the question, you're gonna see the likes of Hutchinson get a lot more starts.
I don't want any Europe.
Right now,
we're not finished Champions League. I don't want any Europe.
I want to.
That's how it works.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I've said this before. I don't even know if I want Champions League because it just gives these same players another out. Like they can perform in the Champions League when it doesn't really matter and the pressure's not on.
The manager, right?
Not perform in the league.
Or the manager might, but he has to drop them. Then he's not doing that. Then he has to go. We need to get manager in that has.
Who says that manager's going to drop the players?
Wait, when you guys say these players, who are you referring to?
Most of the squad.
Most of the squad.
Like who? Yeah, I want to know who.
That's why I was saying these players because there's too many to get into.
No,
it's more about who you keep at the end of a rebuild.
Exactly. You might as well say who you want to keep because that's a smaller.
At the start of the rebuild, actually, who do we want to rebuild with?
At the end of the rebuild, I'd like James Chalobah.
No, because half our squad are literally new players. These are not the same players we've had for the past few seasons. You know.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, the new signings.
Our starting 11. No, our starting 11 is what I'm talking about.
What do you mean?
Half of them are new players, literally.
Koulibaly, Sterling.
4. I think it was 4 new players.
Zakaria. But Zakaria might not even be here at the end of the season.
There was only 4 new players in the starting lineup.
I mean, Zakaria's only started.
Aubameyang's been benched already.
Yeah.
And he was never a long-term solution for the club, so I don't even really involve him in all of that.
Yeah.
So we're also complaining about the new signings, right?
No, the new signings, I am personally giving them a season. Like, I always do that. So, like, it's just the same energy. So I'm not involving them in anything I'm saying because, like, they still need to prove themselves or prove that they shouldn't be at the club. I'm talking about the players that have been here for over a year.
I mean, we can...
James, Chalobah, Kovacic. I don't think Silva, if he still wants to be here. Other than that, I don't think anyone's justified their spot.
The thing is, even the new players, for me, like, there are things to complain about, just like Potter, and that's fine. But they're part of the solution. They're just now part of a team of other bums, and you expect them to just all of a sudden raise everyone's levels. Like they're all of a sudden going to be so much better. It doesn't work like that. They're not in a team.
How does it work then?
The point of the new signings. The point of the new signings isn't necessarily always to raise the ceiling; it's to raise the floor as well.
Yeah, that's true.
But there's still more work that needs to be done, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You can't expect them to all.
You see, Moya, this is where you think you go in the wrong way with the club going. You process thinking is not going in the same way the football is going. Chelsea Football Club is going, and I can prove it to you.
Okay, go ahead.
The less signings that we did after Potter came in. Where do you see those? Even with the ones that will leave, where do you see those players as automatic starters? As the bench players or the youth players?
Talking about the young ones?
The ones that we've signed.
No, the one we signed when Para came in, and the one that we linked to.
All of the above.
Tell me where. Okay, let's go one by one. Like that guy with the neck with the huge forehead head. Where is he gonna be? Is he a starter? Is he a bench player?
Names, bro.
He's talking about Badia Shield, bro.
Yeah, he's playing. He's coming to the team. I don't see
he's coming to the first 25. Okay.
Yeah, into the squad, but I don't know if he starts.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that. But
okay, next player, the kid from Brazil that just came in.
Andre Savić to the first team.
It depends on how he trains, but either squad option or out on loan.
I want Moya transfer because
same with the Chukwuemeka, and I think for briefly Kasade, they're gonna train with the first team and they're gonna assess where they need to be. That's what they're gonna
too.
Same with Fofana. They're gonna train with the first team.
Is that gonna happen when? In the summer or in the winter?
When they send him out on loan, I don't know. They could send him out on loan in winter.
Apparently, we had an academy.
How do I know what the plan exactly is? If it's dependent on how they train and stuff, at least what it seems like.
But what I'm trying to tell you, that the young mentality players is the one that if we're gonna buy him now, you expect him to be next summer, next fall, ready to be playing in the number one team, right?
More or less. I mean,
more or less, right?
It is.
So
I think hang on, it depends on again.
Okay.
You've talked about context in the past. It depends on how context. I expect them to be involved in the first team and to play a handful of games. I'm not expecting them to be consistent starters or
exactly.
They're the guys that came off the bench all the time.
Thank you, Scott. That's exactly what I'm trying to say with this situation with Potter. I'm not saying Hutchison needs to start as a starter.
No.
I'm saying make the sub when you're making the sub. When you don't see Sterling do fuck off against the team. And instead of Mount, instead of Kai Havertz, and the last 20-30 minutes, and the game doesn't go nowhere, and you don't see the actual anything, see if the youngster willing to give more than what's the other one.
Yeah, I agree. That was something Arteta would do as well, even at the start. He brought in young players when things weren't working.
At least Hutchinson will have 6 months of experience.
Let me go through a few of these super chats. Professor the King says Liverpool had a bad start on the Klopp and are improving. Tuchel would have improved the team. Potter, the board, the players are all confused. Change is needed. Again, people do not understand. Our football has been poor all of 2022, not just the last few months.
I would argue even 2021 we were not that good.
Exactly.
The results were good. The performance were not. Now the performance
exactly that.
Results.
Yes, but it was unsustainable.
Our results were not good in 2021. We barely scrapped top four, man. We were horrible.
That's the thing. And the thing is,
do you remember that Aston Villa game?
Well, going back to that super chat as well. Do you remember when we as a fan base and other fan bases were mocking Klopp and Liverpool for celebrating or going up to the fans and celebrating that 1-1 draw with West Brom? And then they went on to win the Champions League and the league and challenge for the league multiple seasons. Like, this is the thing. And look at the team they had. It was as bad as the one we've got, fam, especially in certain areas.
It's worse.
This is the
that
thing.
team finished 9th.
Definitely
they finished where? 9th.
That was the season we won the
in Klopp's first season, they finished 9th. He came in very early into the new season as well.
No, they finished 7th. They finished 7th, Lewis, not 9th.
Yeah,
they finished 9th.
No, the one Europa League. You remember the one Europa League's final against Sevilla the next season?
Yeah, no, in the same season, but did they finish?
Oh, it was in the same season.
No, they didn't win. Rodrigo, they didn't win. They lost to Sevilla.
They lost to Sevilla.
No, they were 8th. My bad.
Oh, 8th, 9th, 7th doesn't really matter. Anyway, cool. So
we're
well outside the top 4, and look at where they progressed to, and that's the thing. And again, also this as long as he drops players, who did Tuchel drop consistently?
Yeah, that's one of the.
Who was Tuchel dropping? Or was he playing the same guys?
For one game.
But Tuchel wasn't doing a rebuild.
Was he still picking the same guys that are fucking up now and weren't performing? Oh, I'm sorry about that. And who was Klopp dropping? Was Klopp dropping all the shit players, or was he
in a bad mood today?
But it doesn't quite work now, does it? Because the argument isn't.
No, it does. It does because these guys weren't doing a rebuild. When Tuchel was here, were we talking about rebuild? Were we talking about
which fucking rebuild?
Yes,
He's been
we
here
were.
for 2 years, and I still don't know how he used to play. Stop acting like Tuchel was this amazing fucking manager for us, man. We were struggling under Tuchel too, man.
People love
Enough with this, like, stop on
1 in 7 though. 1 in 7.
No, but so shit and shit here, man. Stop acting like under Tuchel we were a good team to watch, man. I was literally on my phone the whole time.
We were not this shit.
Yeah,
your standard.
you guys,
You want to go
Chelsea
back
fans are shameless, bro. You guys are
Tuchel
shameless.
under this ownership.
Revisionism FC, Kai. Revisionism FC.
Right. Kenneth says, stop it. We have new players, Cuckoo, Carney, Hutchinson. Our players are not bad. Yes, average, but Potter is weak. Tuchel would do better with the new players. Again, we have played poorly for ages, and the squad has declined. Our midfield is worse than it was last season. Our defense is worse than it was last season. Our attack was never good. Just never good.
Yeah.
So, like, let's be real. Like,
that's not what people saying. That's not what people saying when we bring up the Tuchel. The fact that people
I think what they're trying to say
is not about what Tuchel did and what he didn't. It's about what Tuchel would have done with this squad versus what he does it.
But
neither would have made
sorry, can I just point out if Tuchel was still our manager, our midfield for like the past 2 months would have been Gallagher and Jorginho. Like, let's not fucking do this, please.
Oh, yeah,
unless Zakaria would have started all the games.
If Tuchel was a manager, we're not eighth. Though. We're not eighth. You can't tell me we're eighth. We're not going to be eighth if he was.
What do you
mean,
bro? What's wrong with it? We were eight. We were
no. Hold on a second. Who over here saying this Harry Potter is better than Tuchel as a manager?
No one is saying
no
that.
one.
Exactly.
I'm just saying we weren't good under Tuchel either, man. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's the point. Nothing improves under Tuchel.
Alex,
we weren't good under Tuchel because
I tell you what. At least
imagine your only signing being Lukaku.
Yeah, at least we did. At least we did.
3 years ago, Sam. We're talking about now. We're talking about now. Hang on.
No. It's nice. But I wish it wasn't an excuse now. I wish it was something we could look back on and say it was the start of something brilliant. But it wasn't.
I don't know if the
No, what I'm saying is I don't think Tuchel got as many transfer windows as people saying he did.
His only actual signing was Lukaku, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't.
Aubameyang and Zakaria.
No, you can't count those players. You can't count those players because he never even got to use them.
Let's do this properly. If we're going to do this, let's do this properly. He wanted Aubameyang, got Aubameyang. Fair enough, he only got to
never
use
got to
game.
use them,
We still lost. He wanted a centre-back, might have not wanted Koulibaly, whatever. Got him. He didn't want a midfielder. Said outright, don't want a midfielder.
But at the end of the day, he's the one who got Zakaria.
The biggest.
Oh yeah, cool. Because Zakaria's been quality. He wanted Sterling. We got Sterling. Fair enough, he's got good goals and assists, but from what I can see, has a fairly negative reaction. Cool.
He played well under Tuchel. Sterling was our best player under Tuchel for those 3 games. Sterling was way better, and plus Tuchel wanted Frankie De Jong.
And guess
exactly,
what?
he did want a midfielder.
As I said earlier, he wanted Gallagher. He wanted Gallagher to be that Kante replacement. That was quality profile in there.
Now we're getting with hindsight. Now we're using hindsight. What if
this is the thing? All of this, Tuchel would have done better. Tuchel made a lot of decisions, and for the person that said I was Tuchel out, if you actually listened, use your ears, you would know I was never Tuchel out ever. I never wanted him out.
You know,
if you go and look at some of the decisions he made, some of the decisions he made are why we're in the place we are now. If he'd actually, for example, improved the midfield. Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
No, the midfield's entirely Tuchel's fault. The midfield.
I feel like
if he would have got a midfielder,
What about when Lampard? Hold on a second.
We're not in this.
The midfield is since Lampard, and Tuchel is at fault.
Tuchel had ample opportunity to strengthen the midfield, and he said we were fine with it until deadline day.
I think that's just what he told us. That's not actually what happened.
No. You see, hold on a second. When people saying as Piliqueta said it about who signed him, it's the PR. But when Tuchel said he doesn't need the midfielder, it's not a PR.
What are you talking about?
Why were we linked to Frankie?
I'm talking about why one thing is a PR, but when somebody says and another thing is not a PR.
Frankie
came from Tuchel's mouth. He said he was happy with the midfield.
No,
the only reason, do you know what it was? The only thing,
and at the same time, he's going for Frankie De Jong, right?
The only reason that we got Zakaria is because of Kante's injury. If Kante didn't get injured, Zakaria does not play at this football club. He's not here.
Yeah, his hand was forced.
The only reason we have Zakaria is because of Kante's injury. And also Alex, for the PR thing, he actually said it in an interview. He said, we have Kante, Gallagher.
So did Aspilicueta said it in an interview.
Just because he said it in the interview doesn't actually mean he didn't want midfield.
Then why are you saying it?
But the only thing that I don't understand is
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're right. Scott, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're right. I'm saying people hear what they want to hear.
Can we talk about the city?
But then why did we make such a push for a midfielder in deadline day? Like nothing else we had ever
I don't think it's the deadline day. I think we're going for it. We just realized we couldn't get one that we
only
wanted.
pushed for Edson Alvarez literally on deadline day.
Alex, I'm so glad you just said that. Can you repeat that? What was it? People hear what they want to hear. So when you're going, let's go back earlier in the stream, when you're going after Potter in his interviews for saying, oh, we didn't deserve to win. So you're just hearing what you want to hear.
Exactly.
It's not a problem with
Potter.
bro.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, did I say that this is what people should believe? No. This is what I take from Potter when he has interviews.
Exactly.
I think he's a pussy.
There we go. So there we go. It's not a Potter problem. It's a problem with you, how you perceive it. Exactly. That's the thing. And that's it. Like the reason people want to find this stuff about the interviews with Potter, about this and that, is because they want to find a problem. They are looking for a problem.
I'm not looking for the problem. I'm thinking when I hear him talk, that's what I think of him. That's all. I'm not saying you should think of that. I never said that. I just think the way he talks, the way he appears, for me, he's one of those guys that needs to.
He's a soy boy. He's a soy boy. That's his thing. Man. He's a nerd. He's a nerdy guy.
Just say as is. Just say as is.
Alex,
but that's not a bad thing, bro. I like nerdy managers, man. I love Sally, man.
What are you trying to say, Moya?
All I'm saying is, like, let's be objective when it's time to be objective.
Yeah.
And not
okay.
Because I don't like
yes. Okay. Let's be objective. Let's be objective. The last couple of times that he had the interviews after the game, everybody was happy with what he was saying?
No, but
even when we win, I don't watch the interviews.
No but, Moya. You ask me a question, I answer you directly. So no buts no more. You ask me. If this is it, I'm answer you exactly the way I want, the way I can.
What do you mean? What do you mean? The people arguing and the people complaining about his interviews already don't like him. I don't like some of the things he said either. But you have people like you who have a problem with him, who are going to find a problem every time he opens his mouth because you don't.
No, I don't have problem with him as what's the name as a
person.
How to say it? As a person, I have a problem how he actually speaks is about my club, like a freaking. How you say those people are
underdogs, like underdogs.
No. I wouldn't put that. Is that thing like too nice? Is that a thing? Like he's too nice. Like
I don't know. Like
how to say? I don't know. English is like he's too nice in the like too diplomatic. I think like a politician should be.
There you go, man. That's a politician. Yeah, that's a.
Right, let me go through a few more of these. Dark says,
but I don't understand why people get pissed when I'm actually it's my personal thing. Like it's my personal. Why you get upset about it, Moya?
Because you get upset about our opinions because you don't agree.
Moya, you like
no.
I don't know, man.
About this is my personal opinion. The other one's in the personal.
Yeah,
that's the one that on the team. I speak to what effects that I have.
No, I said that at the start of the sentence. I said it's completely your opinion. It's fair. I'm just saying when it's time to be objective, don't allow those things cloud your judgment. Don't say.
Yeah, but
okay.
Let's be fair. Let's be fair. None of us are really objective, man. Let's be fair. Yeah, we all have our own.
You can try though. You can do a better job of.
Yeah, you can try to be objective, but yeah, you like.
Yeah. Let me get through a few more.
Moya said it's true, so
Alex,
it's fine.
Alex, let me get through more of these. Dark says so because he doesn't drop half the players in the team. Potter is a bad manager. Drop and play who? Youth players are just as inconsistent as the players that play now. To be honest, I do think. If we played those players and it didn't work, people would just use as an excuse to beat Potter. Why are you trying to diss when this is obviously not going to work?
This fan base has no patience for youth players. I don't care what
Yeah,
he says. Okay.
you know what?
We
From the
have to
bottom
be
of
out
my-
of the top 4 race mathematically.
From the
to be
bottom
able
of
to
my
get to that
heart,
point.
fuck the youth players, bro. I don't want any of them to play. I'm tired of them, man. One of the
Hey,
reasons why
hey,
we're in this
look,
situation
Amari
is because of
Hutchinson
Lampard
looks alright.
and his
I
youth
tell you,
fucking finish. Where is Gallagher, bro? Where is Gallagher? I saw Brighton players,
Look.
107 million back, bro.
If
That's
people
how
think
bad it is, man.
if people think I'm human, you should see me yesterday.
What did you do yesterday? Actually, don't tell me, Alex. I don't want to know about your
I
personal
was
thing.
Hey, the Clad's in here.
no.
Hang on.
If my shoulder were working 100%, it will be. I will go on a heavy bag. But let's say target practice is no more target. But the
What did you put like a picture of Fatma's head?
Look, I am human.
Wallahi, man.
I am human, and if people think that you shouldn't be human, I love my club, and I tell you, I don't remember the last time we played that bad. I don't.
Bournemouth.
That's fine. I remember many times. I remember many times. Bro. I can't-
Newcastle, Arsenal, Brighton, United.
Bournemouth.
No, from different manager. I'm sorry.
Lampard season.
Oh, under Tuchel.
4-0.
Yeah. Still, nobody bets Lampard when we played Arsenal. That was one of the worst games.
What about when we played United and we lost 4-0 to Rashford, bro? What about
Yeah, I
that
forgot
time?
about Arsenal
No,
and
the
Lampard
4-0
game.
was good, actually.
Sheffield
The 4-0
United 3-0.
No. It's not about the score. It's how they
Brentford 4-1.
actually.
No, the way they played too. The way they played.
I think.
I'd say
everybody
Zagreb was
stunk
quite
out.
bad.
Jorginho, Christensen, Rudiger, Kepa, James. Everybody.
But
stunk
Alex,
out.
all of us are sad about Chelsea. None of us here are happy about Chelsea. We all don't think like this is our standards, you know. But we just have different point of view. That's why it's happening, man.
Right, Declared says, "Good evening, Potter apologists and everybody. Big up yourself, Declared. Also, hope
Good evening. That's what I said.
Wait. Let me
No,
just
good
be
morning,
clear.
man.
Two
Good morning.
$2 bro. Couldn't even make it €2, bro. $2 It's like $1.50, bro.
Kai,
How am I going to put in euros, bro?
That is not even ketchup.
Let him
It's
say
not even
what
ketchup there.
Kai, you do this.
Well, Kai, show us better how to do it.
No,
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah, show us better.
Zero.
that was very good.
Lead by example.
Hey, Fatul, do a donation on behalf of both of us, bro.
Look at this delegating.
Right, Rigo Park says we keep talking about Enzo and new players who invigorate the club. Aside from Silva, name one player we brought in the past 3 years who came here and shine. We don't have a proper manager or plan. Yes, but that was the old regime and they
Reece
moved
James.
differently with transfers.
No,
And we didn't buy
Yeah,
him.
last 3 years.
I don't play that.
I'm telling you, last 3 years, Reece James.
No, someone who we bought.
No, he said new players. He said players who came here. He said new players. He didn't specify signings.
No, he says aside from Silva, name one player we bought in the past 3 years who came here and shine.
Okay, last players we bought in 3 years and what?
Chilwell.
Hey, Lewis, do you know this guy?
Yeah.
Do you know,
Yeah,
do you know
Chilwell.
this guy
Put
called-
Chilwell there.
Chilwell.
You know this guy
Chilwell.
called Mauricio Panini or whatever. Panini or whatever. You're following him. He said that it's done. That the Enzo deal is done, man.
Is he an actual source though? Is he taking?
I don't know, bro.
Yeah.
You follow, not me. That's what I'm asking you,
I think
bro.
he's just. I think he's taking the piss. Like it's just like.
Yeah,
Okay,
he's
okay,
like,
okay.
you just,
Yeah,
let
but
me
Mauricio's
let
black
me
as
hang
well.
on. Let me set up a burner account and at Kai. And I'll
Yeah,
send
exactly.
messages. I'll just do that.
Bro, I'm not following. That's what I'm asking you guys. Because
I don't know.
yeah.
Is Panini a real person's name? That sounds like a troll name. That's a
Isn't
food.
that-
Panini,
No,
Panini is a
isn't that-
delicious.
That
sandwich,
sounds
man.
Poco Doku's
That's a-
name.
Panini's a,
Panini's a sandwich, isn't it? Something like-
exactly. That's a troll.
Yeah, but I think he's just trolling. I think he's just trolling. Right, Guyan says, I think with a good manager with this squad, we'll cook. It won't be
Cook
good
what?
food.
Cook what,
It won't
bro?
be good food.
Undercooked chicken. is always
English
a cook, bro.
breakfast.
Nah, man. Be cereal with warm milk, man.
Some bangers.
Cereal with warm milk. Yeah.
By the way,
I
blood
don't-
pudding is disgusting. man.
Oh,
By the way,
Mezap says,
hold
Go
on. Go ahead. I'll go ahead and read this.
yeah, Mezap says difference is Potter has 1 win in 7. Tuchel has 7 finals in 1 year with Chelsea. Yeah, Tuchel's a much better cup manager. We haven't got a chance to see what Potter's like in cups. We'll keep drawing Man City.
What
How many
actually
of those
people?
finals did we actually win, though? How many did we win?
Exactly.
What
Like-
actually
Three.
people think of Cucurella's performance yesterday?
He was good. I think he was very good. I think
I
one
thought
of
he
our
was
best
good, but
players.
I also thought Forest put most of their pressure onto the right-hand side.
We
So
don't
that
have
was a little bit easier. to
Lewis,
do.
you are shameless, bro. When these Chelsea fan TV guys pushed you to say that Mount and Havertz had a good game against Bournemouth, you said nothing.
Alex,
And now
man,
Cucurella
I
had
feel
So
two
what
good
they
games.
did. I'm not just gonna say they played like crap when they didn't. Like they
And
played
Cucurella-
well. But
Cucurella's
what did
been
I
good
say?
ever
I
since he
said do
played
it
as a left
again.
back.
and they didn't.
But he did it. He literally, Cucurella has been good for the last 3 games. He didn't put almost a foot wrong, man. I think people are being extremely unfair on him, man.
He caught a bit isolated.
What?
Not rushing, Alex.
Yeah, of course he's gonna be isolated because Koulibaly defends like he's the Walking Dead, bro. He just like runs seamlessly.
No, Koulibaly was on the other side.
Yeah. They should have went for
Koulibaly
Koulibaly.
and Aspi on the right, and they just ran through that all
There you
game.
go, man. He was the best one from our centre backs. I think him and Thiago are the only ones who are actually good, man.
Him,
God,
Silva,
man.
and Kepa. Everyone
Why
else
did God do this to us with Koulibaly? What's wrong with this guy, bro? Why is he moving like a?
I think
never mind.
another problem Koulibaly
I can't actually believe, by the way, he was
caught
genuinely valued at like 90 million 2 or 3 years ago. That's wild.
Yeah,
That's
he used
so
to use
wild.
his- I think now he's in his head. He think he still has the pace, but actually doesn't have the pace anymore. That's why he keeps going into challenges, into things that in the past he would have won those challenges. But now,
What do you mean in his head, bro?
Look how
What
hard
is that? In his head is still fast.
I think he doesn't know that the other defenders are not set up the same way he thinks.
Yeah,
because it works when you sink
He's
in.
mentally challenged. That's what you're saying.
It's not that. It's basically inexperience with the players that he play now. He used to play with the with defender that he used to play, and he did it, and he trusted the defender beside him. This time is not, and Thiago, this is how we got exposed.
How did he not get a red yet, man?
Hold on a second. If you think about it, remember what was Rudiger criticized for when he, especially at the end of the last season?
Yeah, just being retarded and kick the ball out and be like snap the players' legs.
No, he's too rational. He's going in challenges in the midfield. That's how the defense is set up. The problem is the person beside them had to knew what he was doing. Now the person beside them doesn't know what he's doing. So this is what it actually happens. You get caught out of possession.
What is Koulibaly's best position then?
Left centre
right
back.
Centre back.
He's
What
playing
he
good
is
as a left
now.
back.
Oh, we're doing
But
this
it's
again.
not only on defender. Like I said, you can't criticize individual without looking at. You can't criticize a defender without looking at the defensive structure.
Alex, both sides of defense, he has been inconsistent with his right.
I know that. I agree with you. I'm not saying I disagree, but I can put the points. Could be why, because people saying that he like literally. There's a guy over here said that what's his name? That he's worse than the cat beater, which is not.
The cat keep you uppy, but
that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying that he's a bad defender.
What happened to that retard we bought from
By the way,
Netflix,
who
bro?
remembers for Rudiger's first 2 years? None of you motherfuckers remember because
I
he was
remember it. I remember it.
I remember.
People
I
wanted
was
him out.
thinking more, if you're
He
talking
was
about
good with
shit Rudiger, 1920, that was
He was
bad.
good on Desari, man. He was good on Desari.
So what I'm saying is like, look, Koulibaly,
Yeah,
yes,
he was
we could have
decent
made
the
a
first few
mistake and
years.
everything. There, you gotta put it in the. You gotta put objectively criticize. When you criticize one player, you gotta criticize the defensive line. You gotta criticize the player beside him, which is Aspilicueta. What does not help.
Do you guys think Fofana slips into the team when he's fit, just automatically?
Let's see if he can get fit first.
Chalobah or him should be starting. Like either him or Chalobah should be starting.
I mean, defender
He slips
Fofana,
on the
defender
floor and he's
Fofana,
out
not the
for
new
3
guy, not
months
the
and
new
then
guy.
slips into the team, man. This guy's injury prone.
Yeah. First of all, he needs to get fit.
Bro,
then
who
we'll talk.
buys an injury-prone centre back? Bro? What's wrong with Chelsea Football Club? Bro? What's wrong with this fucking club, bro? Injury-prone.
Isn't
the most
that what you guys
physical
been talking
position,
about?
bro.
Who's responsible for transfers?
No,
Put a note with it, Jamie.
That's before Bevel came in, man.
Look, everybody is saying Chalobah is right. Chalobah should start right. Everybody agree on that.
Yeah.
Besides Kai. Kai is not allowed to say it.
No, Chalobah is dyslexic a little bit. I don't want him, man. He takes
He's
challenges.
He's been arguably our best defender this year.
I disagree, man.
So hold on a second. Well, let's everybody ask who Sky should start then.
From our choices, I don't mind. I'm just saying that I think for me, Thiago Silva and Fofana, whenever they're fit, I would play them both.
Okay, but why would you want injury-prone Fofana over there then?
Because he's very good when he's not injured.
Okay.
Cool, but
my point is, with youth players, get him now to get experience. This is what happens. Chalobah, there could be a Chalobah in that team that could get some minutes until the next season, and he could be a full next season, a full like a replacement player, not a starter but replacement player. That's what I want from Potter now. If we're not getting top 4, I don't care about the top 8. I don't care about top 16 as long as we're not in relegation. Start whoever you want now, so we will know. Otherwise, we don't look cold. We don't look hot. Grow some balls.
No balls, no
Right.
love.
David says when Tuchel was in charge, focus on Tuchel. Now Potter is just a players. Subconsciously, they know Tuchel would have been better. Look at the different conversations. No, when Tuchel was here,
bro, we are like Tuchel. None of us want to Tuchel
again.
Let's forget about Tuchel. Let's move on. You've read the super chat. Let's move on. I want Andrew. Andrew, you upset that I'm calling him Harry Potter? I'm gonna give him a new nickname.
I'm just tired.
Yeah, I know. I give him a new nickname. No balls Potter.
That's
bullshit.
That's fine.
Instead of Harry Potter, no balls Potter.
This revisionism bullshit that Chelsea fans want to do, man. The entire conversation when Tuchel was here was on these players. The entire conversation leading up to the summer was on the players in terms of what needs to improve. But a lot of the conversation was on the ownership.
No, you said that Tuchel doesn't drop players, but when he said the players are still the shit players since the season, everybody, how dare Tuchel bring up the names? Remember that, Andrew?
But the thing is, though, that's when he lost them. So he lost them.
What's to say Potter hasn't? And what's to say Potter hasn't lost his team already?
Oh, imagine if he did. Oh my days, that would be.
There's no difference. We don't know.
There is a difference. No, there's a big difference. There's a big difference.
L after L.
No, because everyone's hopeful. Like no, hold on. You know what? You know, everyone that defending Potter at the moment is bringing up stuff that there's no basis of. Like, you know, when Scott compares him, you know, when Pep Guardiola came in, he struggled to make top 4. You know, when Pep Guardiola came in, that club was ready to throw heaps of money at him because you know what he'd done in the past. Enrique, all those managers you talk about. But when you talk about Potter, I think he's struggling for air. He doesn't know what's happening now. He could have lost. You will not know the difference if this dressing room's lost or not. Because a lot of those managers you talked about at Chelsea had a good moment, then a downfall. And then we can sit here and discuss. What's happening now is so up in the air. People just wait. People's solution is sell the whole team, get a new one. And that's how we're going to move forward. We're going to trust the biggest transfer package in Chelsea's history to a manager like Potter. Do you feel that confidence? That's where I have my issue. You spend the same... If we get Enzo on that,
I don't think the signings now are going to be on Potter, so that's why I actually think it's the.
Well, Alex, you know what's going to be you know what's going to be the talking point? No, but you know what's going to be the talking point?
Just call the names, bro.
Wait, hold on. Easy name, this is one point that hasn't been brought up. If we get Enzo, right, and whatever, combined what we spent this season is going to be what the media talks about for the whole season.
Yeah, let him talk about. I can give a fuck.
Okay.
And you know what? If we start playing good, they're not there.
So how do we have the record-breaking season, and then what do you expect to have spent the same?
Oh, I love.
And this is and then let's say Potter doesn't work out. We go the next manager hasn't got his team yet, and wait for all those players to leave.
They don't listen. Again, with what I said earlier, like the whole point. If Potter doesn't work out, you go and get a guy who the philosophy is the same, so that you don't have this same.
So what is the philosophy? That's what I'm asking. What is the philosophy? We're going to throw half a billion.
That's not my job to work out. That's the fucking ownership and like the director of football and and all that dude.
So that's my issue. Is part of that person that we throw everything at.
But your idea of who you want to give it to is Emery, which is the opposite of what we just had in Tuchel.
No, I said Emery was better.
No, good evening. I don't want good evening.
Emery ball.
I said good evening was better. You. In our side conversation, you asked who was better, and good evening is better.
Thing of like, I throw shit at you, you throw shit at me, all this nonsense. Like, let's do this again.
At the end of the day, you both look like a shit.
We need a context.
Exactly.
No. You know when I got thrown shit is when I talked about the sacking and I was panicking this and that at the start about Tuchel. I didn't like how everything has been going.
At the end of the day, both of you have shit on the faces.
Yeah, if you
and we still have Potter as the manager. So let's move on and let the Viagra guy decide who we buy next.
Vivel, bro. Just Vivel. It's easy. It's easy.
Bro, these owners put us in a bit,
Rest
bro,
in
man.
peace, Viagra guy.
We're not even asking you to
This was
remember his
the
first name.
Pele, the
Remember his
biggest
last
Viagra
name, bro.
guy.
That's it.
These owners got blood on their hands.
Kai, it will be easy. If it will be easy, I will do
Yes,
it.
Andrew. What's the correct?
Easy, Vivel, bro. It's like 2 syllables.
Exactly.
Bro.
When you say it, you're about to shit your pants, man.
Vivel, it's easy, man.
Yeah, you see why you struggling for a year after you finish that name.
I'm not. This name is Vivel, bro. There's 2 V's in there. Ask his mom. Don't ask me, bro. He named them.
Go. What the fuck? Get off my dick.
Vivel is a nice guy, bro. Allow him.
Wait, go on, Scott. What were you saying?
This fan base confuses the shit out of me. I can't even lie.
Confusing.
You listen to too many parts of the fan base, bro. Like, there's so many different.
I don't listen to it. Like, I don't listen to it in terms of I taking what they say. It's just like hearing what they say.
Lewis,
I just got notice about his win percentage at Brentford before Brighton.
Yeah.
And the other manager, the ones that actually, the one that actually got them out of relegation and kept them. You see what I'm saying? That it was the eye opener for me.
Yeah, but again, I was going to bring this up with Declared's point as well, talking about all basis and whatnot. I can bring up the same points for like other managers that people want, like Enrique, like I did earlier. Like his win percentages with Roma and Celta Vigo were shit. They were garbage. Then he went to Barca and smashed it. Like, yeah, he had a quality team, but he still smashed it. Like, he did brilliant things, and I'm not going to use that to knock him. But you can use what you just said for Potter against other managers. Like, we can do this all the time. We can do this with like everything.
Scott, remember in the beginning I said has to be a percentage of luck involved with any signing. Player, manager, football director, it has to be involved. Percentage luck. The problem with what people are saying about the other managers is it's the luck, it's like a percentage you give. For example, with Potter, it's more like 80 to 20. You know what I'm saying? Like they will work or not will work. With what's his name? With Pep, it's like 90 to 0, 90 to 10. You know what I'm saying? Like the percentage wise. It will work if you throw money at him. That's how luck is actually works. It's the Texas whole, it's the cards. You play the percentage sometimes. That's it. So when I ask why we're giving so much percentage to this specific person, that's the only thing I ask him. But I understand what you're saying. My point of view, it's not him. He's not the problem at this moment. And if we're changing anything about him right now, we're actually gonna regret it later because it doesn't bring us anywhere. It doesn't bring us anywhere forward. My problem with Harry Potter is he should be signed when we had football director before, not after. Even the Tuchel protectors, even with Tuchel, if Tuchel had the football director, it will not be a problem with the owners between Tuchel. Remember that?
I think it still might be. To be fair, like
I know.
Because Tuchel had a history of
that's why me and I didn't want Tuchel at Chelsea in the first place because I knew the Tuchel.
That was one of the reasons
I didn't want the Tuchel at Chelsea. I didn't want Tuchel at Chelsea because I didn't think him and Abramovich will work because the way two bipolar people, completely opposite of each other, I didn't think it's gonna work, but it worked for some. Maybe, and I remember I said that maybe it worked because Abramovich was sanctioned, and they never actually. On a daily basis seeing each other. Otherwise, it could be the same problem.
They met for the first time in the Champions League final.
Yeah, they met first. You see what I'm saying? So it's not actually the only reason Tuchel worked probably because the was not allowed in the country.
No, but it worked for the same reason he got sacked, where he didn't want to get he just wanted the coach.
Yeah,
and then everyone else to him.
I mean, look, I'm tired of telling you my position on it. I blame Bowley first. I'm not blaming him for the future problems. I'm blaming that specific sequence. Hire director, and then you could have told me because I don't think we would have got Potter if we had the football director.
And the worst thing we've done is we built a team around Potter instead of Because all the people, the recruitment people we brought in.
Scott, are you 100% sure that if we had the whatever that Kai, what the guy's name?
Vivid.
There we go. Thank you. I'm gonna tell you to name him every time
I'll gladly do, man. Respect.
You see what I'm saying? Are you 100% agree that if he was hired, the first thing, Potter is gonna be the one that we will got?
No way.
I don't know. Genuinely,
you see
don't
what
know.
I'm saying? You see what I'm
Like,
saying?
yeah, like I can't answer that question because I don't know.
Who is this chap, bro?
I don't know what Vivel would have been. Yeah, I don't know the direction he would want to go in. I don't know if he would have gone for the same guy he worked with at Leipzig, not Leipzig. Was he from Salzburg or Leipzig? I can't remember. But the same guy from Salzburg. Mateus, whatever his name is, the young guy. I don't know if he would have gone Potter. I don't know if he would have gone someone else. But yeah, but just on that idea that we've built this team around Potter. No, we haven't. In terms of recruitment, we haven't. Bar Carl McCauley, all the recruitment people we've brought in have never worked with Potter. The only people we've brought in with Potter are his backroom staff, which makes sense.
To tell you how much L I took, I thought Eddie Howe was worse than Potter as the manager before when they at previous clubs. I thought Potter was better than Eddie Howe.
Potter will prove you right, bro. Potter will prove you right.
That's actually a good point in terms on the Howe thing, because you brought up the win percentage and this, that, and the other. I do like Eddie Howe as a coach, but you can, if on the devil's advocate thing, you can make an argument. He got relegated with Bournemouth. He has a relegation on his CV.
You know what I'm surprised about, Scott, about Potter and Howe? Howe is actually playing defensive football because he knows what kind of players he has. He's never changed.
He's not playing defensive football though. He's playing progressive football. He's trying to, and it's working because they're bringing players in that work. They're playing progressive football.
What I'm trying to show you is Dortmund, out of relegation battles, they never changed. Even though they played City, they played that team. Yeah. He never changed.
Oh, they did sometimes. I remember they did sometimes.
No, they never did.
They did.
Look, to sum it up, he had an identity of way he wants to play. Right?
Yes,
and he played that. Even if you tinkered with it, there still was a way he played.
He also changed it when he needed to, because I remember the game that they played against City where they literally didn't have an attack. They spent the entire game.
But the fundamentals, Scott, were the same.
Well, considering they played defensive there and they've played possession and they're going attacking on the front foot of Newcastle, they're not the same. But anyway, the thing with Howe, as I said, is you can, with the same argument of Potter isn't big enough to manage this, or he's out of his depth, or this, that, and the other. You can say that about so many managers that were given the chance, and some proved to be right, some proved to be wrong. Saying that he's
majority were wrong
now, no, they didn't.
Majority of managers that done well at that level haven't succeeded.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Anyway, the majority of half of them will end up poorly. Half of them will end up good. But right now, where we are in 3 months, 4 months into his reign, you cannot make that conclusion now. You cannot make that.
So who's made it, Scott?
Considering Hansi Flick, Bayern Munich was his first job as a manager. I think that went quite well. Luis Enrique, as I said, fell.
No, I'm talking about Premier League.
No. Failed at Celta Vigo. No. You asked me a question. Let me answer it. Can I answer the question?
The question includes the Premier League.
No. Can I answer? Yes or no? Can I answer the question that you asked me?
Yeah, my question was, who's done in the Premier League? Answer that one.
Okay, cool. In the Premier League, Arteta has done it in the Premier League. You have got Eddie Howe has done it in the Premier League. You have got.
You just said wait. Newcastle isn't a top 6 team. So
go.
Eddie Howe doesn't count.
Go.
Eddie Howe doesn't count.
Go. Well,
is Newcastle
what's going on?
As a top 6 team?
Are they not in the top 4 right now, or are you?
No, I'm talking about players. Nuno, Pochettino.
Your argument. So again, it doesn't fit your argument. So you want to again with this we can throw shit at each other all you want.
No, but because Newcastle are overachieving.
Question that you asked me at the start. Can I answer the fucking question that you asked me, or are you going to put this clarifier and this clarifier, and he's got to be born in Bristol, and he's got to be 6 foot tall? Can I answer the fucking question?
I was going to say the Bristol bit afterwards.
I don't know. You misunderstood the question. You brought up Potter's can't do it at this level. The level is not Newcastle. That's what I'm talking about.
Newcastle fucking second, fam. What are you talking about?
Yes, they're overachieving. Leicester is not the level, but they won the Premier League, yeah?
Oh, God.
That's great. You can sit there, laugh, make remarks too, but every example,
I love
right?
this fan base.
Bro, you bring up so many examples, but it goes back to Potter. He has not done it. There's nothing. There's hopefulness. There's no backing.
No. Espirito Santo had a better CV before. He actually did something with Wolves. Potter's he did something with Wolves.
There's heaps of managers that have done what Potter's done. With a bottom two, overachieved. Look, if Eddie Howe was hired, right, in the same manner, we didn't get Potter. We got Eddie Howe, and Eddie Howe went through the same thing as what's happening now with Potter, right? I'll be saying the same thing.
Yeah, I know you would, because again, this is no patience. It's exactly what Moyo was saying at the start. It's no patience. You want
patience.
You want instant results now. It's got to be now. It's got to be. I want this now. It's not like someone mentioned it earlier, fam. Someone mentioned it earlier. Actually, it was a really good point. Like so many of our, if you want to use like a different example, you want to use a different field. So many of our fan base just want like a microwave meal. Like they just want microwave results. You don't want to wait for the nice meal. You just want microwave results. You just want it now.
No, because that's how you summed it up.
I'm gonna cook my pasta in the microwave. 30 seconds, bam, I'm eating now. You ain't gonna wait for the nice meal. Someone to cook.
Hold on, I'll give you my points because you're putting words in my mouth and you've never understood my point, right? My issue, right? And I said this before to you, right? My issue is the performance is not there. The what I want now is the guts. I want something, even if we're defensively all right. Just something, a style of play, just something. I don't care if we're losing, right? I don't care if we win, right? I want to see the performance, right? The Bournemouth one I wasn't happy about because the performance wasn't there, but everyone was gassed up about 4-0. Even Potter was gassed up. He had a guy at the press, right? I knew that if we play the same way, we're going to get ripped again, right? And plus come Man City as well, right? My point is that we all agree you want to rebuild. Who's the manager that we throw the big money at? Right, because at the start you can make this mistake where we give Potter 2 free seasons of a window, and maybe he wasn't our guy. But then all the players are still there. You're going to say the same talking points now. Well, this manager that's going to come in, he doesn't have his team. We're going to wait for him. You're going to wait for the whole new team again. The players, if you want to rebuild, then we're going to spend a lot of money. We're going to get a lot of players. Has to be the right manager.
Not every team needs a rebuild, though. We've needed a rebuild for a while.
I'm saying rebuild point has been brought up all the time. People are saying rebuild, want a player, we're getting all whatever. Whatever you want to do, the massive change in players, the massive transfer fee, we're going to be stuck. If it's a mistake, we're stuck with it.
That's what That's what I tried to tell you, Declare. That we have a. Kai, what's his name? Kai is not here. What am I gonna do now?
The director of football.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? Like, so we have that person. So even if we do not get what's his name, the person, the football director, already knows what kind of players we sign, so we can get the manager for that.
Yeah, I remember. Remember when I brought that up when Tuchel sacked? I said, why aren't we getting a director of football, whatnot? Because at least I know with the director of football, right, there is a direction and it's set up. So even if that manager doesn't do well, he's out, and we get another manager similar.
You want your flowers? I'll give you your flowers because I think the same thing. But if are we gonna be talking about this like what if now? We have to give him a time. We can criticize him. My criticism, he has no balls. My personal view. That's it.
Yeah. And I want him time, but I want to, in the short term, I want to say something in terms of just the little things I added up. Is the performance, you said the balls should drop something. I want to see something. I want to see maybe at least go, all right, we're leaking goals and try to get the defense right. Just something. Or do his way of playing. Just something in the performance. It's just nothing there. And I'm like, all right, we don't have to win. I don't want to win. I want to see a performance. It doesn't have to be good on the eye. It can be the worst football on the eye. But I want to see played well.
I'll get you into the next stream.
Yeah, I just want to see him played well, right? For what they're trying to do. what Potter wants to do, right? Good managers can get something out of shit, just even something small. And I want to see him just experiment with whatever he has to do. And looks
Thank
like
you,
he
Moya.
looks so
I was
lost.
waiting for your flowers. Because I care about other people's opinions.
Jesus, man.
Fucking hell, bro.
Right, look, every manager deserves time, Scott. I've said that numerous times on here, right? I've defended a lot of managers here, and that's where we agree. What I have my doubts is that he might not be the man because there's nothing for me to go off, right? That what Potter's done, but people are very hopeful, and that's where I have the issue.
I just don't think you can judge it in 3 months, and I think the argument of CVs and win percentages and no experience just doesn't cut it for me, because I can give you plenty of arguments or examples where, like, managers that I think are good, like you've got Enrique, who a manager I think is good, has got a poor track record at other clubs, then went to a bigger club and smashed it. You've got managers with not a lot of experience who have gone on to manage bigger jobs and again have smashed it. You've got examples of managers with huge CVs, amazing CVs, have gone to clubs and in some instances they've regressed. They've made the club worse. And
there are examples the other way around too.
I agree, but this is the thing. There are examples both ways, and I think to make a conclusion on someone 3 months into their reign, for me, is stupid, because I don't see.
No, it is stupid. The argument isn't the 3 months into the reign only. It is what they've done in the past too. So when Tuchel came in, we used to talk about his PSG and what he done at Dortmund, and Sarri and every manager that came in, right? We took their history, and then we kind of embedded it in the couple months of what he's trying to do. And so on, yeah, and we built off that. When we had such a short amount of data, right, which is the 3 months, we used to talk about their history, right? So that's how, that's what we have, but we don't have that. So we only got the 3 months, right? And there's a massive question mark. That's why when people are so hopeful, it's up in the air, and it's not enough time to make a judgment too. So it is really up in the air. So anyone's opinion can be right. Potter can turn it around. But also at the same time, there's fans that you call delusion that are the other way. They can be right too. It's very up in the air. But what is fact, right, is that he has a massive contract. And if this transfer, if Enzo's coming too, this is our record-breaking season. There's a lot of money involved. This is a big transfer, right? We are trusting this guy a lot.
Brentford lead, 1-0 Brentford.
Oh, 1-0 Brentford.
You know Liverpool come back, so don't get too excited.
Without Ivan Toney.
Damn, I didn't even know
Liverpool come back.
Game started.
I'm seeing the goal now.
Did they decided how many games Ivan Toney gonna miss?
Not that one. Well, I don't know.
Didn't he play last week?
Well, Alex, look at this. Look at the injury, and he's going to get banned anyway for betting as well. So he's going to be up for ages. He's going to be up for a year or something. Could be up for a year.
That goal might have meant something if we didn't.
Yeah, but then think about
I just now watched how we got the corner kick. So
then
I guess we scored from
the
corner
ban then comes into after he's fit, right? Does it come?
Well, I
out?
don't know. We don't know. It depends. It depends what they decide to do.
No,
Because
I think the January the 3rd is when he has to.
It was today, right? It was tomorrow. Today.
That's tomorrow.
Tomorrow, January 3rd. But yeah, I don't. It depends what they do, because they might decide to just ban him straight off, which means it would coincide with the injury.
Possible handball.
They might decide to ban him, like you said, Andrew, after he's fit. So
are they going to count as handball because it came off the defender's leg afterwards? So it wasn't.
Yeah,
like
it was the defender.
It's been given.
I don't see. Where's the handball? I haven't.
It was a handball. It went onto Konate's leg. It flicked.
We're not talking about Ziyech World Cup.
Bro, don't worry, man. We all know Ziyech should be starting next game. He came on and was the best player of all of them.
For AC Milan. It's a January transfer window for AC Milan.
If Aubameyang didn't care about his headline, we would have won that game yesterday because of Ziyech's cross. It's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah.
You probably thought
that was the problem. But hold on a second. But that will be unfair.
Unfair.
Again, all sorts of slander in the away.
The fact that this guy is still getting slander is beyond me, bro.
Those guys behind me. That's Ziyech's fucking shit. Get him out of my club.
What, yesterday?
Yeah.
What an embarrassment! What? That is embarrassing.
Fucking shit.
That's so stupid, bro. And they got Mount and fucking Kai Havertz, bro. Man said Hutchinson or get out of this. Nah, man.
I'll take Hutchinson at this point.
The fact that you can still slander Ziyech after what you saw yesterday and what he's done coming off the bench and what he's done on the World Cup is
Not
beyond me,
slander
bro.
if it's true.
What, one ball, bro. Oh, we're in the bin.
Yeah, Lewis, that's more than Mount at night.
What do you mean?
That's
Mount scored last game and did
Ziyech
nothing.
stands and Havertz stands. all mid.
He should have had an assist within 5 minutes of coming onto the pitch.
It's like a giant.
What happened to 2 years before that?
He was good at the
I mean, besides that cross, he didn't do much else, but yeah,
because he was on for like 10 minutes.
He
put up
the usual thing. He comes on the pit. He substitutes or whatever. Does one crossfield ball to wherever, and then that's it. That's all he does.
Yeah, because he's on for about 10 minutes. When you got players like Mount,
he does it.
Mount every game, and his sky's the ball
every
and
game.
nothing. No, you
know what? Even if Potter said, "Hey, try get the ball in," he'll just start crossing it in. He don't even.
You lot don't learn, man. You lot don't learn.
No, what actually proved us with that substitution yesterday, that no matter how many balls you cross, it doesn't matter. Nobody's at the end of it.
Hey,
why we need the...
Fuck's sake, Alex.
Fato, the next time you bet on a Chelsea game, see if there's an option to include a Ziyech crossfield ball in any part of the game. Yeah, because I want to see.
You lose money on that.
They're good balls though, so why are we complaining?
No, they're not.
Yeah,
always.
why are you talking about good balls?
Oh, for fuck's sake, Alex. No, but I don't hear any of you lot complaining about our performance levels, us not scoring goals when you're happy with dealing with players like Mount and Havertz on a constant basis and not allowing other players to have opportunity. No, I'm just saying. You're not going to give other players opportunities, and you're going to expect and allow these shitheads every single week to stink up the joint and have no repercussions. Then that's fine. That's no problem.
That's what I said.
Because of other players that CH get a pass? Is that what you're saying?
No, if someone's constantly playing shit.
Well, I haven't seen you rip on ZH the same way you do as Mount.
But no, I'm saying if someone's constantly playing shit and playing 90 minutes, they should not be starting. Simple.
Well,
you know
what are you talking about 2 years? What about 2 years? Is this consistently enough?
Well, Mount hasn't played well since Tuchel first came in, so I don't want to hear it, bro.
This CH stand is no more better than if we had stands when Belarus was around in 06. You know what I mean? This is the level. This is the level of stand.
The World Cup spoke volumes. The World Cup spoke volumes, man.
Steve Sidwell stands. There would be.
Yeah, it wasn't Koulibaly great in the World Cup too?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
What's that mean?
Yeah, Koulibaly started, innit? He should be benched by now.
Yeah, for
I'm
Ziyech.
saying, bro. Yeah, play Ziyech. Don't worry. Ziyech can cross to the other box as well. Don't worry, man.
Yeah.
His left foot is that
Can
good.
he play right wing back?
He can play everywhere. Don't worry about it. He got you. Oh my goodness.
I don't need to get me. I'm not there.
I'm just saying, bro.
That's why I'm saying, like, I'm not just. I don't disagree with you with the other bums. Only thing I disagree is start Hutchinson instead of Ziyech.
Hutchinson has shown. Hutchinson has shown. Hutchinson has shown.
As a sub.
Someone.
Hutchinson hasn't shown anything to even fucking play. I'm sorry, bro.
Wow.
He's not
How
played.
did he not score?
Yes, the same with Ziyech. She hasn't played, but you don't give him more slander than anyone else.
For 2 years.
No, well, Mount played for 2 years. 3 years even.
Wait, talking about Hutchinson, not Mount.
Can I just ask a question? Listen to all of us. What makes you think we back Mason Mount? I don't understand.
I'm just saying that Ziyech should not be getting slander when you've got players like that playing constantly and not playing well. Simple.
No, but they're talking about Hutchinson though.
Yeah.
Why? Why? Are you like Alex Goldberg? Please stop.
We're not talking.
Stop
you
it.
bring up Hutchinson. You didn't bring up Hutchinson in this conversation.
But anyway, if we're gonna let's go back to one point I want to make about this Potter thing. Is that I don't think the owners they from the start I think they fucked shit up in terms of from getting rid of Marina and Czech and then fucking get rid of Tuchel that early after spending that much money. That was never gonna lead to anything good. Like in terms of short term, they should have. I don't know what they should have done, but they should have got that.
Props are going on too much for me.
Ziyech is gonna score a hat trick.
Guys, I see everyone talking about Enzo. I don't really believe the source just yet, but if we get a here we go, I'll go live later tonight.
Oh, come on. Yes.
Oh my god.
Right.
Everyone.
Guys. Oh, fuck. It's 2-0. Right. We're all going. Oh, I'm going live
They
on
flagged it
Flawless's
offside,
channel.
but.
We're raiding Flawless's stream, so head over there. Big up, everybody. Like, subscribe, and big up Super